everybody, and welcome to Sci-Fivision for March 24th. Tonight we have episode 4 of Monarch, and then the penultimate episode of Paradise 207 to talk about. A couple things, couple announcements. One is for anybody who doesn't know, because this was announced earlier today, School Spirits has been renewed, so yay for that. That's a good thing. And also, if you head over to scifivision.com, I did put up the full written interview of Alex Sahara, who had come on our show for Spotlight interview a little bit ago for School Spirits. That's up now on the site. Make sure, as always, that you check our video tab for all our interviews and our live tab for all our lives. We have a couple more from people confirmed. I'm still, because they're a little bit far out, not going to announce exactly your dates or anything. However, what I do intend to do, because I have created memberships for the channel, so I will be for the one that has the shorts. I think it's Survivor and above. I'm going to probably announce it there first. Not that it'll take forever to find out, but just, give something a little special there. I'll announce it there first. But yeah, we got a little bit left because that's a bit away yet. The other announcement is Monday on the 30th of March at 7:30. We're going to be doing our first Shield Spotlight with Axel Whitehead, who plays James. And I was going to say, I found out that it's actually supposed to be a character that's from the comics. I didn't realize that. I don't have it up though, so I can't think of what it is. But anyway, so he is coming on Monday the 30th for an interview. So guys, please make sure you come and support him and ask him some questions. If you don't watch Shield, we'd appreciate it. It helps us get more people. And this is not from right now, Anon. We are having our From Lives starting Sunday after the series starts. We're going to be doing it Sunday nights, me and Scarlett. And then on Monday nights, the three of us that are here now are going to be doing a review of it. And we'll be having From interviews soon, live interviews, but not yet. Right now we have Monarch and Paradise for right now. But thank you, everybody, for coming. Welcome. And also to our first membership, not subscriber, member of our YouTube channel, Dieter. Very much appreciated. And yeah, I think that's it. Like, subscribe, hype it if you can. All that good stuff. Yeah. So, hello, guys. Now that I've gone through my spiel, how are you?
Good evening.
Good evening.
Hi, everybody.
Volume up. Hello.
Gang's all filling in. Kimberly
yep.
B. Anon W91.
Golden Shout. I don't know why my volume's so low. I'm trying to turn it up.
Anon 91. Monarch is on Apple TV.
Yes. Oh, and that just reminded me when you said that. After we're done the live stream here, since it comes on tonight, I'm going to be in the watch party in Discord playing the new premiere of Daredevil Reborn. So if you haven't joined our Discord, make sure you do. I'm going to put the link in the chat here because we do have watch parties, all our schedules and all the fun stuff on there. And starting Thursday at 11, Scarlett and Jen and I will be doing our live stream for it, and our normal watch party will be at 9:30 Eastern, but we're doing it tonight just because a lot of us want to see it, and I figure I'm going to watch it anyway, so I might as well stream it. Why not? So
wait, when are you streaming it? Sorry, I had to go open my window.
No, tonight. I decided to stream it tonight because I figured I was going to watch it anyway. I wasn't going to wait. So some people wanted to see it. So we'll stream it tonight, and then we'll stream it again on Thursday at 9:30 Eastern before our live stream at 11. But we will be reviewing the show on Fandom Access here, the three of us. The other one is our more of a dive type thing. That's going to be on Thursday nights. So yeah, all that good stuff. So what did you guys think about? Whoops, why is my camera turned? This thing is weird sometimes. It was pointed to the wall. I don't know. Not sure why. What did you guys think about Monarch? Now that maybe we have a little bit better handle on it, thanks to Doc. What the hell? Sorry, why I swear at my camera. Just ignore me. It keeps turning.
AJ, you go first. How'd you like it?
I liked it. I thought it was a good episode. It was fun seeing some more creatures that we haven't seen before. Kind of, get a better feel for what Apex is really up to. I know, I don't know about you guys, but I said something last week that I felt like something didn't seem right with the way Apex was trying to take over, and I had when they decided to leave, I was like, oh, I was like, something's really wrong here. Like there's something going on with their equipment. So, and I like that Tim, even though he's kind of the reluctant leader, has actually kind of stepped up a little.
Yeah, I enjoyed this episode. We've talked about, I continue to be much more invested in the flashback storyline this season, and less in the Monarch storyline, less than I was last season. It's not that I've never been invested in Monarch. I feel like this in season 2, the flashback has been much more interesting, and like the Monarch thing is dragging. And so this week I felt like finally we're getting some like more juice there going with Apex, with Monarch and Apex, and what's happening there, and with Brenda and May, who's the worst. So like that part is speeding up a little bit. I remember I complained like a couple weeks ago, and AJ was like, "Karen, it's episode 1. Like, what do you want from the stories?" Jamie, how about you? What was your feeling on this?
Yeah, I like this, and I agree with AJ. I like that we got to see some more of the creatures in this one again. I also just like kind of the whole. I want to say heist. It's not a heist, but that kind of feeling like them breaking in, and well, they technically were trying to steal their equipment back. So I guess it was kind of an attempted heist. But just that idea of their sneaking around, I enjoyed in this one. I loved how they did the kind of thing where they went to the bar and pretended for him to be having a heart attack, for Lee to be having a heart attack, so that they could steal the bag and all that. I thought that was fun. I enjoyed that. I just wanted to mention, and I don't know where it was at in here, so I'm just going to mention it now, but sometime in the episode, I think it's right when the Apex guy, the one from for the Walking Dead, when he leaves, he says something to Tim that he actually says con. I don't remember what he says, but he abbreviates it con. And I remember thinking then, like, I wonder if this is fake. And I think that was like said, like he was almost telling him and he just didn't pick up on it. I don't know. At least that's what I thought. Maybe I just was.
No, he was basically calling him an idiot. He says, "You have the comm," and Tim's like, "No, it's the con." Like, so when the captain leaves the bridge and they hand it off to the next in command, they say, "You have the con."
Okay, I didn't know they said that, but either way, I assumed that it might have been kind of pointing at the fact that he was conning him, but I didn't know they called him that.
No.
That might have been a misunderstanding.
I think it's CONN, and it's a Navy thing, and you see it a lot in Star Trek and other like Navy style spaceship shows where they'll say, number 1, you have the con or whatever. In fact, it was in Starfleet Academy last week, right? When the kids were on the ship and people kept saying, "You have the con, you have the con." I think I've never been in the Navy. I think it's short for control. Like you have control. You have the con.
Well, whether it was supposed to mean it or not, it made me question when he said that if they were lying to, like if they were.
They were. They were.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I mean. I mean, I thought it was them, pointing that out and him kind of being like, "Oh, you don't even recognize it," but I guess
no, because he says you have the comm, like communications. He says,
"Yeah, I know." I was going by the comm. I had never heard that because I don't watch Star Trek.
Yes, it's not just. I mean, technically, it'd be Navy because it's a nautical term, and it's short for conning, which just basically means you have control.
Right.
Jamie doesn't watch as many like spaceship shows as AJ and I do.
Funny, but no, I do not. I tend to not watch as
which is ironic.
It is ironic. Yeah. I'm sorry. I like sci-fi, but I don't always like the space operas as much. I can't help it. I like the crazy time travel.
You love Firefly, right?
Yes, I do love Firefly. That is true. I do love Firefly, and I can't wait to see the new series, even if it's animated. I'm excited for that.
Anyway, so we all thought it was pretty good. I think we have some, as we review this, we have a few quibbles, as we always do, but we all enjoyed it. We all like this show. Anan, I guess you are not, if you didn't know it was on Apple, you're not watching it yet, but you should be. Yes. And you can easily catch up. It's only like, what was this, episode 3 or 4, right? So you can easily catch up.
Well, you need season
Yeah.
Oh,
one.
you watch a whole season. You have to watch a whole season, and then
Jamie watched two whole seasons in like 4 days, so you can get
less
caught
than
up.
that. Yeah, 2
Less
days.
than that. Jeez,
I
Jamie.
think 2 days. I
you
think.
got to remember Jamie's job.
got
This is
you.
like Jamie's job. AJ and I have to leave.
Still, 20
for 8
episodes in 2 days. That's
Yeah, it was a little crazy, but I decided I was going to watch it in time, and I kept going because I liked it and I wanted to see what happened. And yeah, so I'm a little nuts and get no sleep. That's my problem. So there's that.
all right. Let's get rolling.
All right, jump into it. Flashback.
Okay.
The flashback.
I was trying to find the folder link of the Doc had sent in case we need some of the photos, and I can't. I'm not finding it. It's not popping
All right.
up.
Well,
so.
let's
Give me
just.
a second.
Yeah.
I opened the window and I forgot to turn off the heat.
Okay, yeah, I know it's getting like hot in my place too. I'm like, I need the air conditioner, man. The first episode has a spider. Yeah, it's not a spider though. It's a monster spider. There's a difference, at least to me. Like I don't like spiders, but the Titan spider doesn't bother me. All right, so wait, let me get my picture up here. I lost it. All right. So we do get some of the flashback with Bill, and this is basically he had read Keiko's letter saying that she slept with, I know when I say have an affair, you say it's not an affair, slept with Lee. And is that better? And he's upset over it for good reason because they were married. Also, she's not here right now. He thinks she's dead, so that makes it harder. But yeah, he is not too happy about that. And that is why we think, at least at this point, that he packs up and leaves his her son, but their son. I mean, he's his son now too, but leaves Hiroshi with his grandmother while he goes out and continues whatever he's doing for Monarch, which we don't have, super details at this point, but yeah. So he leaves him there, unfortunately, which is what, Hiroshi's upset about. And then we have the beach where these surfers are going out, even though I think they had already closed the beach, hadn't they?
Yeah, those flags have Godzilla on them. It's a monster.
Oh, that's why. Okay. I have a picture of it, but I was going to say I thought they closed it. I thought maybe it was just saying that's where Godzilla was.
This to me was like the most realistic scene of the entire episode. That like two surf bros are like, "Yeah, the beach is empty. Let's go get the big waves."
Yeah, who cares? Wave. But they instead, this is at Ofu Beach. And they end up after they get out there. Oh, there's Monarch vessel sees them. All of the now are these? I thought these were the scarabs, but maybe I'm wrong.
They are.
They are. Okay, well, the picture didn't look like it quite to me. Okay, so the scarabs come out on the beach, and they're trying to get them out of the water in order to.
And they sort of rampage over those surfers, but they don't really attack them.
Yeah, they don't attack them. They just keep going. They're headed for the water for. I don't think it tells you. Well, I assume they're headed for the Titan, but they're headed.
Because
the Titan's about to
take out
show
the ship.
Okay, well, they're headed into the water for the Titan. And then we have Kate's story, who's woken up on the beach after getting drunk the night before and coming out to where D-Day happened and the part that she took place in. But because the D-Day was kind of the whole city. But there you can see the broken bridge. But she was upset, so she went there kind of, I guess, feeling sorry for herself, blaming herself, all that stuff. So she had gone out there drunk the night before, and now she's still, of course, still blaming herself. I mean, she has been for, the past few episodes. That is nothing new. And, the other people don't blame her. They're trying to get her to move on, I guess would be the best way to say it, but she's still in San Diego.
San Francisco.
San Francisco.
I'm thinking, no, wait, San Francisco Bridge. Of course, he's in.
You know that, yeah.
Yes, I know that. She's in San Francisco. After I said it, I was like, that's not right. She's in San Francisco, where her family is. Where her mother is, but she hasn't gone back to them yet because she had gone there to hopefully get away from and make herself feel a little better, and it didn't work. And then meanwhile, back at Monarch, we have Tim, who is trying to run the place and trying to do his job, but Apex is still there, and all their systems have been taken over by Apex and are saying that there is a Titan coming up onto, I forget exactly where it says it's coming.
Headed for
Headed to San Francisco.
Okay, headed for San Francisco again. All right, headed for San Francisco.
Apparently made a stop in American Samoa, right, on the way.
Yeah, made a stop at the beach. But yeah, so they're trying to figure out, what they can do to protect the people. They got to get them out of there in time. Obviously, the Apex guy isn't too concerned about that. They're more concerned about how they can make money out of it, it seems like, and by saving people. Sorry.
AJ, do you remember this character's name? Because I just want to call him Travis, because that was his name.
Yeah, that's all I want to call him too.
I do not remember his name, actually.
I was going to look it up while got it up here. Hold on. If he's in this part.
I mean, I don't know if we'll see him again.
Yeah, I don't know. The guy from Fear the Walking Dead. You're right.
We might see him again. We might not.
Yeah, but either way, yeah, Apex is more concerned with how they can. I mean, they're trying to save the people, but more or less saying they're trying to save the people, and it's that they want to make money from saving the people, which we find out after they're not really saving anybody because there's no danger. They're just saying that. But at this point, we don't know that. So yeah, Apex is the annoying people that are there in the way.
I thought his dialogue in these scenes was a little over the top, where he's like openly like God bless you, AJ. His language here is that they're going to try to save people because that's good business, and they want to be the company like they don't really want to save people out of altruism, right? It's because he mentioned several times like what we're doing is good business, and I thought it was a little bit much. But I guess that we only have so many episodes, and then you just set Apex up for being what it is, right? And let us not have any question about Apex's motivations here. So, I mean, I guess it was for the benefit of the viewer who maybe hasn't seen the movies and isn't bringing a knowledge of what Apex is or is going to become. But I was like, it's a little much.
I think it was pretty apparent to me. So
I can't think of the exact word I'm looking for, but he was kind of like a caricature, he just kind of, he was over the top, but it was in a whimsical kind of way.
Yeah.
I mean,
he's not a villain. He's not like trying to hurt people. All they care about is the money. And if, saving people happens to help them make money, then they'll save people. But that's not the goal.
And he's not like Brenda, right? But he's sort of a bit of a stand-in for Brenda in the scene, like parroting Brenda's attitude for us. Yeah, it was just a bit much.
And he's also kind of going on about, how great Apex is and their technology is better and blah, 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 blah as well, which is all a ruse. We find out, obviously.
Well, the sad thing is Apex's technology compared to Monarch's is pretty good.
Well, yes, except they're faking it. Other than that fact, if it was working the way it was supposed to, maybe not like when the FBI took over Die Hard. Yeah, kind of.
Yeah,
kind of. All right. So either way, Tim is trying to run the place, but he's pretty much steamrolling him and taking over. And as we found out last episode, his boss at Monarch is basically like, you're going to let him do it. Partially because Tim wasn't, I feel like if Tim had maybe followed his instructions in the first place, maybe he wouldn't have been quite so, I don't know, willing to let him steamroll him, but maybe not. I don't know, because the guy still is like, well, Apex is, giving us money. So they probably don't mind that.
Well, Tim is okay, but like not everybody in an organization is equipped to be the captain, right? Like, I don't want my boss to promote me. I just want to do my job, right? I mean,
well, yeah, then you'd actually have to do something.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I was more senior at my old organization. It was fine, but like, I don't want to be the CEO. I don't want to be the division director, right? Like, and Tim is like maybe not temperamentally suited to being the director of the outpost, but this is what happened, and he stuck with it because his boss was killed by a Titan's tail.
We assume,
right?
Yeah, he's trying though. He's trying,
but I'm not sure that he's. I don't want to say he's not management material, but he does have a tendency to run off and do whatever he thinks is right. leaving everybody high and dry, right? Luckily, he's on a ship and he couldn't run off.
Yeah, he can't run off.
So I would say in terms of Tim's boss, maybe not letting him, like, I get it, right? Like, Tim maybe is not their first choice. He's just who they're stuck with right now.
Well, he's next
trying.
time.
He's what?
I'm trying to take an uphill.
But he has the con. He has the con, so.
Yeah.
All right. So then we go to, this is at the hotel room where May is starting their con about trying to get to steal the Suzuki. Is it Suzuki? Is that right? I had it written down, and now I don't have it written down.
Suzuki. It's the Suzuki device. They want to steal the Suzuki device to lure the Titan away from San Francisco.
Right. See, I remembered something. Hold on, I'm taking a pill. That's why I'm like trying to talk.
But they're in Florida because apparently, even though I don't know where May worked for Brenda before, but right now it's 2 years later, right? And Brenda's offices are in Florida. They're in Florida, I think, right? Isn't that where this takes place? Yeah. Brenda's offices are in Florida. Apex is in Florida. I don't know why Apex would locate themselves at a place where Titans show up, but maybe that's why. So your office doesn't get destroyed. You go to Florida.
Maybe Kurt Russell said, I want to film in Florida. It could be. You never know.
But they're saying this. So I think that's the back of Kentaro's head.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
But yeah, they're going to steal the Suzuki device back is the point of what they're trying to do here. And got all their tools to go do their well, like I said, con, whatever you want to call it.
Their mission, whatever it is.
Yeah, in order to fake them out. And yeah, they got it all there. They're all ready to go. And then this is when Tim sends, I think it was on Hiroshi's phone, wasn't it? Or was it on Lee's phone? It doesn't matter. The point is they find out that the Titan supposedly, I'm saying supposedly because we know it isn't true, is on the way to San Francisco. And Hiroshi is upset because Kate's still in San Francisco and he wants, which I appreciate this time. He's like, I got to go where she is rather than him just staying on the mission. But Lee tells him, the best thing you can do for her is to help us stop the Titan from getting to San Francisco. And then you save everybody, which he's not wrong. But I also appreciate that at least Hiroshi was kind of like, I'm going to go.
I agree with you because he was off somewhere last time.
To answer the Florida question, that is their Pensacola is their main research facility. Their main headquarters though is in Hong Kong.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, and Lee also is like, okay, so Hiro, you're going to go all the way to San Francisco and find her, and then what? You'll both die, right? Like, what are you going to do when you get there?
You're not late, Doc. You're just not on time.
Yeah. No, you're early for the Discord. You're early in the wrong place for Daredevil, Doc.
Yeah, right. You're early for Daredevil. I was telling them earlier, I don't know what happened in Discord. I can't find the link to the damn. I don't know if I'm not going back far enough to the photos you had. I lost them. But anyway.
That's all right.
So sorry about that. That wasn't intentional, Doc. I had it ready and then I lost it. It went too far back in the chat. But anyway, yeah. So they're like, you need to say if we stop it from hitting San Francisco, then she won't get hurt.
Yeah. I mean, I think Jamie and AJ, is this a little bit of like, so Hiro is kind of like Hiro's a bad dad, right? Hiroshi's been set up throughout the series as like this kind of like bad guy who had 2 wives, and particularly spent little time with Kate. Like it seems like he may have spent more time with Kentaro's family, mother and him, right? And less with Kate. Kate's very resentful. And I feel like, is this a little bit of like bringing Hiroshi around to being like a guy that we can get behind a little bit more? Maybe. Yeah. I mean, I don't hate him, but like making him somebody that we can like a little bit more, and we don't even really know him, right? So making him be a little bit like showing that he loves Kate, is concerned about her, is like good for the story, but also good for us as viewers, I guess is what I'm getting at. I don't know. Do you feel that? Are you guys liking him better?
I did not like him. I mean, the whole familial mess, that's their business. That's their business. I did not like him because of that, necessarily. I actually feel like, I mean, I don't know, I don't know, it felt kind of forced, actually. Him being like, oh, I gotta go save Kate, because he didn't seem too concerned with her prior to that. So, and I mean, prior to them finding him, to the fact where he faked his own death, and
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with AJ. I didn't dislike him, but knowing that he's maybe putting his daughter first for once, definitely.
I also didn't dislike him, but I was kind of neutral on him, I guess, right? But he definitely was sort of like this bad bigamist guy, right? Like, bigamy is not cool.
Wait 1 second. I agree that, like I said, I'm glad he's at least putting her first. Hold on, let me get my picture back. Sorry, it was
I'm gonna put a little star on this comment.
All right, so they are, story. All right, so they are, like I said, they're headed out to get the Suzuki device. That is their plan. It may not go as planned, but that's where they're headed. And then we have Kate, who is still in San Francisco, and she's, in the middle of everybody taking off because they all think the Titan's coming. And
because 9 million people can't just get in their car and drive to Reno.
Yeah, true. You can't just right. So anyway, she is stopped by Cindy from Lost, and I'm just going to call her that because it's all I know her as is Cindy from Lost. She actually is there to thank her because she saved her kid. And
she's there to flee.
No, she's there to flee. But when she comes to talk to her, Kate automatically starts to assume that she's like angry at her for not saving people. And she's like, you saved my kid. So it's kind of the opposite of what Kate was worried about, because Kate is blaming herself for absolutely everything still. And still, has PTSD about back then. So, but she at least saved her kid at any rate.
And it's going to turn out to be a huge moment for Kate.
Yeah. All right. And then we go back to May, who is doing the hacking, is on the hacking end, or going to be when they go to try to steal the device. But first they have to get into the bar, and that's when they're going to steal the backpack from the bar. They go in, Lee pretends to pick a fight with somebody, and then he pretends to fall and have a heart attack. But there's where he's picking a fight with them. May causes part of it because she's like, this is my seat. So, but it's all a ruse in order for Kentaro there to steal.
They're creating a diversion, right? They're essentially creating a diversion.
Yes. That's better.
I like when Kentaro's like, I've never been in a bar fight before, and Lee says, as long as everything goes right, you still won't be.
I don't want it actually have to be.
Yeah.
That'd be funny.
Because this guy, they've identified somehow this one guy who works at Apex, that they can like have access to his plant a bug in his backpack is what they're trying to do, right?
Yes, they're trying to steal it long enough you're right. They're trying to steal it long enough to plant a bug, so they can.
Well, it's more than a bug. It's an electronic device that may going to set off. That's why they think there's a
radiation.
That's what causes the radiation thing. So
this was kind of a fun sequence. This was kind of a fun. I liked the way the writers set it up.
Well, it's like Jamie said, it was kind of like a heist episode, even though there wasn't a real heist. It
was heist adjacent. How's that?
Yeah, it had the heist vibe.
It was the Ocean's 11 segment.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
But either way, they get the backpack and are able to get it back in time. Although there is this funny thing where, for a second there, one of them suggests to May that she gives Lee mouth to mouth, and she about has a heart attack herself. That was funny. Like, no, like I don't want to do that.
She's like, you do it.
You do it, yeah. Mm-hmm. But it's obviously he was never out. He pretends to wake up, and they're like, okay, we're fine. We're going to take him to the I forget what they say, but basically that they're going to take care of him, when really they're just rushing to get out of there because they got what they need.
And I enjoyed Lee. Like, this is like a very Lee kind of, like, Lee Shaw, like how, and I enjoyed Kurt Russell in this scene also, right?
Yes.
I keep seeing those ads for him, like on that new show where it's like that new, is it a Yellowstone adjacent show where it's like,
Yes,
is Rene Russo, and I'm like, oh no, I don't want to see Kurt Russell do that. I want to see Kurt Russell do this that we just saw.
Yeah, he's good in this. I enjoy it. Not that he's not good in other things. Kurt Russell's a great actor, but yeah, we want to see this.
He's definitely having fun, and the only bad part is that he can't be in any scenes with his son.
Yeah, I know, right?
yeah, that would be weird.
I saw him on what was it on? I can't think of the guy's name, but the one late show. He was
Kimmel?
on.
Fallon?
No, not Kimmel. The one
Whatever.
who's more political guy that I.
It doesn't matter. The point.
Anyway, the point was he was talking. His son was on there too, and they were talking about when he was younger, when he did work with his son. So they have worked together, just not on this. Clearly, on here, it's not going to work. All right. So, more of them thinking the Titan is on the way because, everybody thinks that. We already established that. So that some of these pictures were kind of, we didn't need that.
Travis.
All right. Yeah. More of Travis, taking over and everything. And more of Tim.
I like to see that.
Actually, so this is the scene where they have an argument about what they should they pursue the Titan, should they not pursue the Titan, say people, not say people. And this is the scene we talked about in our private chat last night with Doc, where Travis says like, oh, I suppose you want to be like Serizawa. And Tim says, well, Serizawa was what? Right. And they're, it's a call out to the movies. To the films.
Not yes and no, because we know Sarah. Well, the first Godzilla. That's right. He was in the first Godzilla too.
Yeah, he's in the first Godzilla also.
Yeah.
And so I don't know if everybody in the chat has watched the movies, but Serizawa was a guy who, does he currently believe, or he will come to believe in the later movies that we've already seen but didn't happen yet on the show, that he thinks that the Titans are part of the balance of nature and they should just let them fight. Let the Titans be Titans and let Godzilla sort it all out.
Yeah. Yes. And look, I don't know that Tim necessarily wants to go after and destroy them all either. So at least there's maybe some, I don't want to say overlap.
Tim says Serizawa was right.
No, yeah. But I mean that Travis, I forget what Travis says exactly, but Travis tries to make it sound like they want what Monarch wants. And I'm just saying, like, he's saying, like, we don't have to kill them. We can live with them or something, live symbiotically. Yeah. And my point is, at least he's not saying, we want to kill them. So at least in that sense, it's sounding like what they're saying is good. But obviously they're, not being, like you said before, they're not being altruistic.
I don't think.
Okay.
Go ahead, AJ.
Right. To simplify it, Monarch is trying to coexist with Titans and keep everybody safe, whereas Apex wants to control Titans.
Yes, yeah.
Right. But he says something.
That's the simple
point.
Not kill them.
Way of saying it.
Maybe I'm just saying he tries to make it sound like, at least in my opinion, he tried to make it sound like to Tim that they were after the same thing, because he said something about them coexisting.
Yeah.
I forget.
Well, because you can't kill them. I mean, okay. So the ways that they have tried to kill them, which consists mostly of nuclear bombs, doesn't work, right?
No. It's opposite effect.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can't kill them with a nuclear bomb. There's not a whole lot of choices left. Let's be
Apex
honest.
has a little bit of a, if you can't beat them, join them kind of a thing.
Yeah.
You can't control them.
Yeah. I was going to go back to the heist thing. Golden Child said he reminded me of the old Big Trouble in Little China.
Yeah,
I could totally see that.
Yep.
Have you seen that movie, Jamie?
Yeah, I have. I can't say I remember a lot of it, but I have seen it.
That movie's older than Jamie, I think.
I think it is. I love that movie.
Yes, I've seen that movie. I remember liking it. I just don't remember a whole lot of it. But I remember liking it. All right. Actually, somebody got me to watch it and made me watch it. Otherwise, I probably would have. But I did enjoy it.
Kate comes home in last night's clothes.
Yes, from staying out, and
See your mom.
her mother doesn't want her to go back. I think isn't this her telling her mother she has to
Her
go
mom's
back?
like, "We're packing, let's go." And Kate's like, "No, I have to stay. I have to join my friends. I had an epiphany last night, Mom. I have to go back. We have to go back."
Yeah, I figured you meant Kurt. Did I say Kirk? I probably read Kirk. I called John. I knew you meant Kurt. I just read it wrong. So yeah, she tells her she has to, and she does accept it, at least. And then we have.
I'm glad, you guys. I mean, in terms of like, I'm glad that. Did I think Kate had her moment her epiphany came pretty quickly after meeting Mom Cindy on the bridge. I'm glad it happened. Like, I don't think any of us wanted to watch a season where Kate's moping around feeling guilty week after week after week, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the thing that happens with these shorter season shows sometimes. People go through the motions a lot quicker. Like if this is a 22 episodes show, I mean, Kate and the gang probably don't get back together again, to like episode 18.
Yeah.
Not wrong. You're not wrong.
You're right. You're not wrong. So it's a little abrupt, and yet I'm glad. I don't want to watch that. I want to see her back Scooby Gang.
Yeah, I'm glad she figured it out quickly.
Yep.
Yeah.
And Kelly says, yes, it was just what she needed.
It was.
And just what we needed. Thank you.
Yes. All right. So part 2 of the mission.
Heist.
I'm still calling it a heist. Yeah, heist. Part 2 is to go into Apex and make them think that there is a radiation leak so that they can sneak in and steal the Suzuki device. And here May is pretending that she has a meeting with Brenda in order to get into the computers to hack into the Wi-Fi. She has her badge, but it's not working. Although she really had a badge. So I was a little confused. Like, she's really working for them, right? So
I think he was really telling the truth. It didn't work because it was her first day and it takes a second to click through. And it was just a scare. It was just like a little scary moment there.
Scare us more than anything. Okay. I just wondered because I was like thinking she should really have a badge. And at first I thought she was faking it. And then I was a little confused. All right. So here she is with this poor guy. She talks this guy into letting her stay. Like at first he's like, no, you can't be here. And then she talks him into it. And then she's, really screwing them in the end.
And she's literally just sitting at a table. Like, why couldn't she stay there? What's
she's sitting there with her laptop, which maybe is a concern, but don't let May around a computer.
Why is that?
I like that lamp. I need a lamp like that.
Yeah, that actually is kind of a cool lamp. But yeah, she's like, oh, I'm waiting for Brenda. I have an important meeting. And she kind of bullshits her way into staying there, which is all so she can get on the Wi-Fi. There we go. And she can get them into where they need to go.
So this is kind of interesting to me that Brenda has her own network that nobody else can get on. Like, it's just the Brenda network, which makes
more expensive Wi-Fi.
Well, it makes me think like, yeah, she's doing some nefarious shit that she doesn't want even like her most trusted, like, well, she doesn't appear to have a right-hand person. But she's
Brenda's not the head of the company, but she's
but she's the head of her little
she's the head of the research.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I mean, they got a lot of networks there in their office.
No, I'm reading. I'm sort of Pursukin. I don't know if that's supposed to be something to admin, but 5L guy. I don't know. They're weird. I think some of them is random. I don't know that they mean anything, but it would have been funny though. They should have stuck something in that was like a movie reference. Not that I would.
No, I have never worked in a secure environment, but probably a lot of people have their own little projects that need to be secure on their own little thing.
Yeah,
maybe. I don't know. Anyway, for the purposes of this show, Brenda has her own thing that May's got to break into.
Yes. And there's Brenda coming in to the office.
No, that's where she gets in the car and they busted her car, so she can't to delay her. Right?
Oh, but yeah, you're right. So it won't start.
Taro like chopped out a part from underneath her car, so it wouldn't start.
Yeah, because she's saying she has a big meeting with her, and clearly she is making that up.
Yeah.
She is able to hack in, and they set off the backpack so that everybody thinks there's a radiation leak. And she's like, get out of here, get out of here. And, you know, she's so freaking obvious. She's telling everybody that they need to get out, but she's not moving. And she's kind of like, go, go. And I don't know. It was funny, but she was clearly.
I thought she was like the warden. So I've worked in several offices in like office towers downtown or whatever, or multi-story office buildings where you like, we've always had a marshal on the floor, which is like 2 people who are volunteers, and their job is when there's an evacuation to go around and make you all leave, because there are always people who are like, oh, it's a fire drill, I'm going to stay here and do my email, and you have to chase them out, and then you got to like get outside to the rally point and count everybody. I thought she was like taking this role that's pretty common if you work in an office, you might have seen this happen.
All right, that's fair. But the guy that she was talking to should have been, you know, known something was up, because she just started working there and she's doing this. But either way, I thought she was pretty obvious. But yes, I guess that's true. They do need something to do that. But either way, she stays, she gets on the computer. And meanwhile, the rest of the Scooby Gang is coming in their yellow hazmat suits there, so they can pretend to be there to take care of the radiation leak that doesn't exist. That's why they're in the hazmat suits. And they get into the control center. I think it's a control center. I don't know, whatever it is, into where they need to be. Where they can see all the creatures that they have in captivity there that they're experimenting on. And I think it's Kentaro. I can't remember for sure, but one of them is like, we got to take care of this. And they're like, we don't have time. Well, you know, that's later.
Kentaro says something like, Lee, are you okay with this? And Lee says, that's a problem for another day. And hey, Doc, or can somebody, do you guys remember the names of these creatures? I don't. I called them the birds.
I know the name of the little one. These were, I want to say, not spikes.
Needle. Like they're called a needle.
That was needle something. I wrote down the little guy, but not them.
Doc's going to put it in the chat in a second. They're called a needle bird or a needle something, because they're
we're doing a real good job, Doc.
Their fur or their feathers or whatever look like big needles, right?
Yes.
They look like plants.
They do. They look like plants. I agree.
It was kind of surprising to me, and then immediately not surprising, that Brenda has all these like specimens, needle walkers. Thank you, Doc. That Brenda has all these specimens locked up in there. For a moment, it was surprising to me because it was a reveal. We didn't know that, right? But then in the next instant, I was like, oh yeah, of course, Brenda. Of course, that's why they were on Skull Island, right? They didn't go to Skull Island just to save Kate and Keiko. They went there to collect specimens.
Yes. So I agree. They are cute. They kind of look like big dodos that are covered with all these spikes. Like a plant. They look like a plant covered dodo.
I felt sorry for them. And before Kentaro says, I thought it before he says, they're really crammed in there, he says, right? Yeah. And I thought the same thing. Like, that is a really small cell for 2 of these needle walkers to be, or 2 or 3, right? They're really jammed in there. It's a very inhumane environment.
Yes, and he wants to let them out, but they don't have time. They end up letting them out, but that wasn't the plan. It just ended up being the plan. So, but first, they are going to go try to have her hack the security system to get into where like we said, where the Suzuki device is. Meanwhile, people are still evacuating. And there is May talking to them as they're trying to get in. They finally get in the elevator. I forget what their conversation was. I think he says something like that he finally gets to work with his mother on this or something like that. I don't remember exactly what was said.
It's really
kind of.
Yeah, it was something like that he finally got to work with her. He had dreamed of that or had thought of that when he was little or something like that. And then at Monarch, it looks like the Titan is getting closer and closer. And then this is where Travis, as we're calling him, is like, I'm gone. And he's like, you take care of it. You'll do good. And like completely just leaves in the middle of the crisis.
When Tim questions him, I think Travis says, look, we got to get on the land to help clean up after this happens and like be on site for, right? Like he gives some, I think he says, doesn't he say something like that, you guys?
Yeah.
Something. I can't remember what he said. I just remembered the con thing. But either way, I mean, he's kind of is saying like, you take care of it, I'm leaving. Kind of essentially what it meant. Doc says this episode made me think of Jurassic Park and Alien Earth. I agree. When they let them out, I'm assuming you mean when they let them out of the cage, the not cage, the rooms.
I mean, the Skull Island always makes me think of Jurassic Park.
That's fair. Yeah, it does.
And Alien Earth, yeah, Alien Earth
when they escape from the containment.
Yeah.
All right, so Tim is left to fend for everybody and figure out what to do. And then meanwhile, they are trying to get in and they're having trouble getting in because she hasn't unlocked things yet. And this is where they have a backup plan. And well, it became a backup plan. I shouldn't say they had a backup plan. It became a backup plan.
Am I the only person who wondered why Brenda didn't just call an Uber? Like why she changed into all her biking gear and rode her bike to the office? Instead of just calling an Uber?
Because it took longer. But she comes in and now she's in the way. But because she's talking to her, so she can't really unlock the doors and stuff.
She's talking to May, you mean? She's distracting May.
Yeah, May is talking to Brenda there. So Lee and Kentaro are trying to figure out what to do in order to let Hiroshi and Keiko into where they need to be to try to get the device. So that's when they, as this is going on, as she's talking to them, that's when they get the idea to let the creatures out so they are a distraction. But they don't let the bad ones that are going to murder everybody out. That's why they let the needle walkers out, because they're relatively harmless.
Well, these were like...
They're territorial. They're not territorial. They're not...
predatory.
Yeah,
predatory.
Right. But you guys knew as soon as we saw them, these were like Chekhov's creatures, right? Like the minute we saw them in the episode, you knew they would eventually kind of release them, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Little things got out. Meanwhile, May's talking to Brenda, and Brenda's basically like, I know why you came. I know you came here to steal it back. You would think that she would have protected it. I kind of find it, I guess she just didn't care at this point.
To steal the code, to steal what?
Didn't she say? Oh, I thought she.
No.
She doesn't say that yet.
She doesn't say that. She's
okay. I thought when they were a little bit later on, she says something like she knew they were there to steal.
Yes, later she says that.
Okay, it's later. I guess my point is she didn't protect it if she knew they were there to steal it. Was a little confusing to me.
But she didn't care that they were going to try that.
No, at this point, it's more of the Brenda sales pitch because May deleted her code and Brenda wants the code, which is the only reason she hired May in the first place. And it's a whole like full court press.
That's why she's trusting her, because she needs the code. It's not that she trusts her. She needs it off of her because she, as we said last week, she deleted all her codes so that way they couldn't use it.
Well, yeah, she already gave her the code when she came back.
Yeah.
What she needs her for is to go further on the code because they only can control these creatures for 30 seconds.
Yeah. She needs May to advance her code.
Yeah, and here's the little leaf wing guy. I remembered something. I wrote it down.
Leaf wing. Yay.
Leaf wing. That thing's cool looking though. That she feeds and she pets, and they want to use May's code in order to control them and remove their aggression. But I mean,
they're already using May's code for this, right? But they can't get it to
last longer than 30 seconds, like you had said. The thing is that this is, like you said, for sales pitch. And I can understand her saying, you guys are trying to deal with Titans one way. This is the way we're going to stop the Titans and that we can save people. I can understand that. But to me, this sales pitch, like as soon as she showed this until she I guess kept going about saving people, I kind of was like, this did the opposite for me. I was immediately like, this is wrong. Why would she help you? Was what I thought at the beginning of what she was saying, because that to me isn't a good thing, controlling these creatures. I mean, that's essentially what they were trying to do before that didn't work out well. They were trying to make them more aggressive rather than less aggressive, but they were still trying to control them.
I think
the way she's pitching it is not that they want to control. The way she's playing it is, it's like a security measure. If we can get this to work on, say Godzilla, then if he's rampaging through a town, we can turn on our button and be like, no, Godzilla, go back out, don't hurt the humans. You know, that's how she's playing it.
Yeah.
Apex
So
is
what I was
Apex
saying-
has got a much bigger plan.
I feel
Oh,
like
right. But what I'm saying is, to me, sorry, I was just saying, to me, like when she said it, my immediate thought was like, no, this is wrong. And I know that her point is to get May on board with it. And I was a little surprised the way I don't know, it just kind of turned around quick, I guess.
Let the fun begin. Fletch is here.
Yes. Hello, Fletch. Welcome. Welcome.
I mean, Fletch is here. I think she's playing it. So two things. I think she's playing it almost like, you know, people put that electronic collar that so your dog won't bark. It shocks your dog a little bit if he barks.
That's right.
And some people think it's a very useful thing, and some people think it's inhumane, right? Or electronic fence for your dog. Like, I think Brenda's playing it like that. I think May, it's working on May, and I think Jamie, you are very sensitive to storylines involving animals, even if they are fake. Monarch. No, I do think like when I saw that thing in the animal's neck, I was like, what's it going to do to him? Is it going to shock him? Is it a shock collar? Is it going to, and I think, Jamie is a, we all love animals here at Sci-Fi-Vision. We all love animals.
To be fair, if it was Godzilla and it was real life and Godzilla was like going to step on people and kill people, yes, I guess it would be a good thing if they could do that, if you think about it. I'm just saying, to me, this pitch, like as she was telling it, I'm like, oh, this is awful. And it was supposed to have the opposite effect, was what just all I was getting at. Like, to me, the way she did it wasn't.
Gotcha. I gotcha.
That's all I was saying. But that thing's cute. I like it. It's weird.
Which why it had the opposite effect.
Stabs you in the eye with that needle beak.
Then stabs you. You're right. All right. So meanwhile, I think this is where Tim's like turn it off. Well, no, not quite yet, because the plane goes up and sees there's nobody there. So the wait.
Oh yeah, that's where they're like, wait, there's no plane.
After they left, I got ahead of myself. Okay, there's May trying to get her jump drive back before Brenda sees it. But I think this is where Brenda says she knows they're after the Suzuki place. And this is all when what's that? Have you heard about the new TV show that HBO is working on with dark creators, apparently based on the book? I don't know how to say that. It's featuring darkly humorous cautionary tales. I have not heard of any of that, but sounds interesting. But no, I have not heard of that. Have you guys heard about it?
No.
I don't even know how to pronounce that to know what it is. But
it falls right. It sounds like they put shock collars on the kids and said, "Don't."
Yeah, pretty much. I guess kind of the same thing. All right, so this is where they're going in and they're going to let the creatures out, and there he's like, "No, not that one." So they only let the dodo, the needle walkers. I still think they look like dodo birds. I'm sorry,
they look like emus.
Yeah, like they look like emus.
Emu.
They remind me of dodo birds for some reason. They're way too big to be dodo birds, but they remind me of dodo birds. Okay, and then here is where everybody's panicked and running away from the.
It was cool.
Walkers. It is.
I think cool. Their feathers look like grass. I get it that they're needles, but they're
kind of look like grass. Yeah,
they're plant raptors.
They kind of look like the top of a pineapple. It reminds me.
Oh, it does. Is it AJ called them plant raptors, or what do you guys call them?
Yeah, plant raptors. No,
I just did now.
Yeah. But yeah, it kind of looks like that. It irritates me. Like, I wanted a clean shot of it. And it's like every frame is like just action.
Yeah.
All right. So meanwhile, they have gotten into almost where it is. Not quite yet, I guess. Okay, it's getting closer. We said that. And then they have a plane. I think this is where they figured out. I don't have a picture of the plane.
Yeah, this is where they're
looking for the Titan. The ones in the fighter jets are up looking for the Titan. And and they're like, it's not here. And he's like, what do you mean it's not here? And he's like, turn off all of Apex stuff. Turn off all of Apex stuff. And then they see that there isn't the same warning going off on their system, and that it is actually a whale. Aloe vera. You're right, Doc. It is kind of like aloe vera.
They do look like aloe vera.
It's a whale. So there is no Titan. This is where we figure out he totally made that up to get scared. So the point is being which is what I was saying before, is that if they can scare people and make people think they saved them when they really didn't, then they'll be on their side when they really did shit.
They manufactured a Titan alert to demonstrate, I don't know what, their ability to track Titan.
So here's what I was thinking. When this whole thing first went down and they first stole the Suzuki device, I thought, oh, they're stealing the Suzuki device so they can lead the Titan away and be like, look, we saved everybody. Throw money at us.
Well, I think that was what they were doing, but they weren't that detailed. They're just kind of like,
well, that's not what they were doing at all.
No, you thought that's why Apex stole the Suzuki device.
Yes.
Yeah.
No. But that's still essentially what they want to do. They want to be the heroes and get money for it. I mean, it's still sort of the same thing.
Well, I mean, they want to be hired as the government contractor to deal with Titans.
Right.
We're talking billions and trillions of dollars, right? And they were, I'm not saying they don't think they can do that, right? But they want to get this money for their research into how to control them or whatever. And so they're like manufacturing this crisis in order to, I don't think they even wanted at this point to say they saved people. They wanted to manufacture Titan fear to
be the ones they turn to.
Encourage the government to put a lot of money into Apex to control Titans.
All right.
I mean, the point of what they were doing here is it was just a distraction so they could actually follow Titan X while everybody else was panicking.
Yeah. And everybody's looking in the wrong place for Titan X.
Yeah.
True. I was going to say, though, at least, which they would have in other shows, at least they only faked an attack and they didn't like try to bring it there and cause an attack just to fix it.
Yeah.
Which in another show may have happened. So there's that. So they're not quite as evil, I guess. So yeah, here is the Suzuki device. They finally get there. It has been dismantled. There is no way they can use it to, because they don't know what's happened. They don't know that it's in a fake alert yet. And they're like, we don't have time to put it back together. And they're like, why did they take it apart? I think we're kind of assuming to know how it worked. I don't know if they really ever gave a like specific answer, but I assume it was.
No, that was just.
No, we don't really need to.
Yeah, but what they do find out, and this is why I was saying, like, I was kind of surprised. Brenda was like, "We know that's what you were after," and they didn't stop them, is because what they do also find, but also maybe they think they can follow them if maybe they think they can figure it out. They find Bill's map. And the fact that he has actually finished tracking the migration, I think they call it migration patterns, but finished tracking where the Titan's headed based on, the time of year they know where it's going. And it's actually, and there's some more of his stuff, actually is going back to, I forget the name of the seaside town thing, but they're going back there again.
No, Fletch, we have not yet talked about Paradise.
Nope, Paradise next.
Nope. Stick with us for just a few more minutes, Fletch, and we'll get there.
That shitstorm is next.
Yep, that's next. But anyway, Soledad, is that what it's called? I'm missing the name of I'm blanking, but it's going back where they were, is where it's headed, was the point. And now they know how to track it.
Oh, to the island off the coast of South America, where they originally, right?
Because that's where they were with the worshipers, right? Or am I wrong? I thought that's where that was.
Yes, that's where the village was.
Soledad,
Soledad, right? Soledad.
Okay. I was right then. It's Soledad. Okay. And this is more about
from his honor.
Yeah, this is about Hiroshi when he was a kid, and this is where Bill left, and he's being sent to his grandmother, and he's really upset that he's leaving him. And we're led to believe at this point that it is because what he found out that Keiko did.
Did you feel that? I'm not sure I felt that really.
We don't know.
I felt bad for Hiroshi, but I don't know if I bought it 100%.
It's implied, and I think we're going to find out that Bill couldn't come back or something.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand this. This poor little boy is afraid his mother's gone, and now he's afraid his father is going to be gone, right? And he'll be alone. He doesn't want to be. It's really sad the way Hero's like abandonment kind of issue here, right?
And let's remember, though, it's not like he said, hey, he left him on the doorstep of an orphanage. He's going with his grandmother.
Yeah, but he's still abandoning him, and it's
He
still
has-
hard.
Yeah, but I don't know. I feel like, I mean, I
Okay,
think we need to learn more.
Keiko left him with the grandmother all the time before she met Lee. Like Keiko.
Yeah, and the thing is, he just lost his mother too. It hasn't been that long since they think
Fair.
she's been
That's
dead. And he's
okay.
like,
Fair,
now I'm
Jamie.
off by.
But
yeah,
Keiko had the grandmother live with them at some point, right? Like when she reveals to Lee she has a son, the grandmother's living with her.
yeah, that's a little.
The grandmother's not a stranger to Hiro.
No.
And I think we're going to find that Lee. I mean, I don't really feel that Lee's abandoning him because of that letter.
Bill.
Yeah.
And I think we're going to find out that's not the case, right? But sorry, I'm looking for my plug for my computer here.
I guess I'm kind of like, yeah, maybe something happened that kept him away. I don't know. But I do feel like no matter what the reason was, him leaving him at this point is mean. I mean, because like I said, he just lost his mother. He needs his father.
Yes.
Yes, he has a grandmother, but that doesn't mean he doesn't need his father.
But
is it possible that Bill thinks Keiko's alive and is looking for her also?
Maybe. I don't know. At this point, we don't know.
Again, we don't know. But I mean, Bill isn't planning on. Listen, Bill is not planning on being gone that long.
No, he's not. But my point is, in my opinion, whether he's intending to leave for a long period of time or not, I don't think he should be going off to work with what happened right now. That if it's going to be a trip, like going off to work day to day, yeah. But I mean, for him to go on a trip right now after the kid just lost his mother, I just don't think he should be doing it. That's how I feel.
I mean, this is 73. This is years after Keiko.
Oh, is it? Okay, I thought it was. I thought it was.
I mean, isn't it right before he goes to Skull? No, because when he goes to Skull Island, he's John Goodman, so it's years.
Yeah, I think this is pretty. I thought it was pretty soon after she left, but maybe.
Hey, you know what? I just thought of something. What year was this?
I mean, here it was
at the beginning of the pictures. Hold on, let me look. I think it was.
Is it still the 60s? It's still the 60s, right?
But
Lee's gone.
No,
Lee's gone. Lee
been
disappeared in like
73.
Right? It's 73.
Yeah, so it has been a while. I'm wrong.
So that's interesting.
Isn't he John Goodman in 73?
Yes.
Right?
Well, Skull Island is in.
I bet he goes into the Access Monday and he comes back and he's John Goodman.
That doesn't make sense.
Yeah, you could fall into Access Monday for like a day and then you come out and it's 20 years later and you're John Goodman. Oh, but it's 70. John Goodman's after 73 also, right?
That's backwards. That's backwards time dilation, Karen.
Yeah.
But I see where you're getting at. But yeah, that's not. Yeah, that doesn't work that way.
How could he be John Goodman? This could be 73 and he could be John Goodman in 73. Oh my God. I wonder if Doc Kaiju has an answer for this or if this is
they're going to like go into like parallel universes or something, which I hope they don't do. But beyond that,
or this is 73. And
yeah, that seems like a mistake though.
73.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm curious.
But if it's really 73, then Keiko's been gone for.
Yeah, I said she's been gone for a while.
10 years, like years, right? Multiple years. It's not like his mother died yesterday.
So, yeah, I was wrong with what I said. Okay, so I can understand him leaving. He shouldn't leave indefinitely, but you're right. I don't think he intended to leave indefinitely.
Yeah, Skull Island takes place in 73.
Yeah.
Yeah, they made a boo-boo then. I don't know. Oh, well. Maybe
we'll
have to see what Doc has to say if he's back.
But
yeah, I don't know.
Unless he goes to a different Access Monday where time moves faster, right?
Doc missed the question. What we were saying, Doc, is that this is supposed to be 1973 and he should be John Goodman already. So how does that make sense? Was our question.
Yeah. How does he talk to Hiroshi and say, I'm going on a trip in 73? He's like, Hiroshi, go to your grandmother in 73. And then also he's John Goodman in 73. Lee disappears in like 62 or 63, right? Because he wakes up in 82 or 83. He's gone 20 years.
Yeah, something like that. Yes. Yeah, Doc. She has been gone a while. I was wrong.
She's been gone since 57 or 58.
Yeah.
Okay. Also, then
wait. That can't be right. Then something's wrong, and maybe this was shown a different time because that can't be right. He can't be gone if she's in the 70s because the kid would be like not a kid anymore. Yeah. I wonder if I got the date wrong and the date is here with Hiroshi, maybe.
if she's been gone since 57, then Hiroshi had to be born in like 52-ish, right?
Yeah, this can't be 73
53-ish.
or he'd be already an adult. So
And how could he'd be 20 years old? That you got the wrong date, maybe.
let me see. The big date was from the beginning of the episode. Let me go back and look. And maybe I'm
going to Google it while you talk.
The only thing I can think is maybe that was just when it was showing him going through the stuff, and that was 2 different time periods. I don't know. All I can say is that's what I had taken a picture of, and I assumed that was the main part of that flashback, but I didn't pay that much attention.
All right, you got the wrong date. So, of course, this is AI, you guys. I looked on AI, so take it for what it is. But Google says Bill sent Hiroshi to his grandmother in 62, just before Operation Hourglass. So he went to his grandmother before they went to Hollywood.
I know what 73 is. 73. 73. I don't. You got this picture out of order. 73 is showing when they found that's him packing his stuff up in 73 and shipping.
Okay. Yeah, this was from the beginning of the episode. They must have went back then.
Oh, in 73, he's packing up all of his stuff, including Lee's stuff.
Which is when he, yeah.
Okay, that's my fault then. That's my fault. All right, that makes slightly more sense.
Hiroshi's long gone.
Yeah. Okay. All right. My bad. Sorry. At any rate, yeah, he's leaving Hiroshi. That is the point of that scene anyway. And he's looking at no, you're right. That was probably if he packed it up at that point. So,
who needs AI when you have AJ?
All right. So anyway, they're looking at his map, and like I said, they found the migratory pattern.
That's a really weird this shot. So this is you're taking this shot, but we're gonna the scene is later where Keiko says, "Look at this," right?
What'd she say? Look at? I don't remember.
Well, they've got their like serial killer wall set up with they find all of Bill Randa's stuff.
Serial killer wall,
right?
Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah, it's the pattern of the where it's traveling.
Yeah. So this is a weird thing, right? Because they've got this room, which is in the very bottom of the they went through million doors in security to get down there in Apex, right? And they've got they've got all of Bill's stuff, like they're interested in it, and yet they've dismantled the Suzuki device. So I'm not really sure what's going on there. Like, are they interested or not interested, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I was more kind of like I said, my question is if they went and got all this and they needed all this stuff, why do they not care they're there now? Like, why did they not try to stop them if they know that's where they were going? But I guess it's not
like you're saying, because if they let them get in there.
Yeah, like Brenda says at one point, and like AJ said, it was later in the episode, when Brenda says to May something like, I know you guys are trying to get the Suzuki device. And I'm just saying, so she knows they went in there to steal it back. She knows they're in there where all of Bill's stuff is and that they're going to probably steal it all back. Do they not need it now?
Does she know they're in there right then, or does she know that?
I don't think she knows that. I don't think she knows they're already there and in it. She knows that's what she knows. They're trying.
Okay, all right, that's fair. That's fair.
She knows it's their goal, right? But not know that they actually are in there right then.
Yeah,
that's fair. Hey, Mr. Frogman, welcome.
Critter.
Yeah, I know I was gonna say that's Critter. Welcome, guys. We got a lot of people in the chat tonight. All right, so they do look at the stuff was the point. And then they are headed back to the hotel. And this is where they run into Kate.
I felt they didn't take enough of Bill Randa's stuff.
I would have taken everything.
They were like, grab what
they took everything and just didn't really show it.
They said, grab what you can. And then we only see Hiroshi has this much stuff and nobody else is carrying any stuff. Shouldn't they have grabbed everything? I was surprised. Keiko's
I'm looking around the room for a box. Put everything into.
I kind of assumed they took it and they just didn't show them taking it all.
No, Lee flat out says take what you can.
Yeah, he does. But I mean, I assume they took more than what they said because we're gonna probably
when we see them leave, Hiroshi's carrying a stack, Keiko's carrying nothing, Lee's carrying nothing.
Yeah.
I'm not supposed to notice that. I don't know, but yes, that makes no sense if they didn't. But at any rate, Kate's back. She's there to help them and to try to fix things. And then this is where we see Hiroshi finds in Bill's stuff, which is, you're right, when he packed it, and that's why that whole date was there in the first place. He finds the letter that his mother had written to Lee about them sleeping together, and that I don't, does he get, he doesn't talk to her about it yet.
No,
right?
no.
No, they just stare at each other and the episode ends.
At him because he's going to probably blame her again, I assume.
Here, for what?
I disagree.
No, but he was blaming her before. I'm not saying he should blame her. I said I assume that it's going to.
No, I already know what he's going to. Next episode, he's going to go, "This is why my father left, isn't it?"
Yeah, that's what I mean.
What he's going to say.
Blame her for. That's what I meant.
But motherfucker, you did the same shit. So shut up.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like
wow.
I feel like this letter to me was really like, look, we did this. It can never happen again because I really love Bill and I'm going to be with Bill, and Bill, like, I don't know. Is that letter really going to be like, make him hate Lee, or is that letter going to make him like appreciate his mother more? Like he has done the same thing. He loved two women and chose a life with two women. Whereas his mother, hang on a second. His mother loved two men and committed herself to one man. Right?
I think, yes, eventually, but I think at first he's going to be like, "This is why Bill left."
Yeah. Either way, he kind of never committed.
Well, all right. So I have a problem with this though. Lee is literally standing 5 feet away from you, and you're reading a letter that has his name on the envelope. Why?
Hey, why is it's his property now?
Lee doesn't recognize the biggest letter of his entire life. He doesn't recognize it.
Yeah, it was Lee's to begin with. You think he would have noticed, but yeah, you're not wrong.
I mean, it wasn't like he was even looking in the box yet. You know what I mean? It got tossed in there with, Well,
it's the number one thing, just conveniently sitting on top of it. I don't know about this letter. Okay, so like,
end of episode.
Golden Child says definitely blame her. I mean, I guess, but like, if Hiroshi blames her, then he's a giant jackass because he has no reason to blame her because he did worse, right? He misled two women. At least Keiko committed to one man.
Yeah, he didn't. You're right. So his
and then disappeared.
or is it going to make him think this is the reason why I am the way I am in relationships?
I like that. Yeah,
if he goes there, then he's got bigger fucking problems because that's not hereditary.
I think I've been doing it wrong. I've been loving one man and committing myself to multiple.
Oh, Doc.
All right. Real quick before we move on.
Yeah.
I do not make fun of you from nerds. I just say you guys are crazy. That's not making fun of you guys. That's just stating a fact.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Oh, and before we move on, actually, here, Karen.
I know. So, Doc, I want to know where this viral post is. Is it on Twitter? Is it on Facebook?
And I did not. I don't know what's up with my. Oh, I know why. Okay, I'm stupid. It just occurred to me that he did not send them to me in Discord. He sent them to me into Instagram. That is why all my links are missing that I'm trying to find. That is my fault.
Doc, your post is about Destroya and the oxygen killer, right? The oxygen destroyer. Where is this news viral post? Where can I watch it? Where can I read it?
I said I'm an idiot. I couldn't figure out where this stuff went, and I realized he sent it in Instagram.
Yeah, we get that. We get that. I have a more important question. Where is the news?
Oh, I thought you meant where is it? Like where on the internet? I misunderstood.
Yeah, we're looking at Doc's comment that's posted.
No, I know. I thought you were saying where is the video. I misunderstood what you're saying. Sorry.
Destroya.
Yeah.
All right.
Instagram, Facebook, and Godzilla group, and TikTok. Okay, so I don't have TikTok or Instagram because I'm 1 million years old. I'll check Facebook and your Godzilla group.
Yes.
Because your Godzilla group.
Or just go to Doc Kaiju on Instagram.
I did actually start an Instagram, and I never once I started my Instagram, I never ever went back there again. I just created an account and then never went back again. I never posted, I never read, I never did anything.
I've been doing good. I've actually been posting video clips and stuff to Instagram. I've been getting better at social media.
All right.
We're about on to Paradise. Before I forget, you look great. There you go, Karen.
Thanks.
All right.
Before I forget,
Paradise.
I want to say,
Go ahead.
I mentioned this earlier and I forgot. I had mentioned that we're doing the Daredevil thing. We might be getting a Daredevil guest. In the works of setting something up. So it's at least going to be an interview, maybe live, hoping. Not going to announce it yet because I don't want to jinx it. But yeah, no, it's not the one who plays Daredevil before anybody asks, or the one who plays Punisher.
Yes. Let's move on to the non-time travel show.
Paradise.
Yeah, let's move on to Paradise. All right, let me.
Paradise. You guys. Okay, so I'm going first, you guys, because I want to say about this episode. I have some frustrations with it. So this is the second to last episode. Next week is the finale, right? This is the penultimate episode. I have some issues with this. I mean, I've been complaining a little bit week by week. Do I generally like it? Yes. But as it moves towards its reveal of Alex and whatever, I'm getting a little nervous that we might be in Shark Tank territory. How did you guys like this episode? Jamie.
Yeah, Jamie,
All
go
right.
ahead.
Jamie, go first. Look, I think the reveal is cool in a way because I do sometimes like those twisty reveals that I don't expect. Does it make 100% sense yet? I'm not sure. But look, we're not seeing time travel yet. I still think that it's like more of a predictive thing than time travel. That's how I felt about it when I saw it. I mean, this is as far as I've seen, so I have no clue. But to me, it seems more like this Alex thing can see the future. Well, not see the future, but it's like like we said, it's an AI that can tell the future. So I'm not really seeing a time travel aspect. Sorry, Fletcher. I don't see it as time travel, but maybe I'm wrong. I have no clue. Okay. But the whole that he's her son thing, I kind of liked. I don't know that it makes sense, but I kind of like it.
Well, how does that work without time travel? And how does it work with time travel?
I mean, how does it work without time travel? She thinks her kid died when he was a baby. Like somehow,
he was like 9. He wasn't a baby.
He was like 9, and
I was wrong when he's 9.
She sat at his bedside as he died.
I don't know why I said baby when he was 9. But my point is why couldn't somebody have when he was 9 said he died and he didn't? That's kind of what I assumed happened. That somebody took him and lied to her. You know, like what was
I need more. Okay, hold on.
I get that.
My turn.
I get that, but I hate that. AJ, how'd you like this episode?
I am going to withhold all feelings about this show until I have all the fucking answers because what the fuck?
Well, you might never get all the answers, but yeah.
Enough answers that make sense. Like, I mean, I feel right now that if time travel is involved, it's going to become a paradox. Because
I don't think it's time travel, but yeah.
I was kind of okay with if Alex is an AI that can send messages back through time somehow. I was kind of okay with that. Straight up time travel, it's going to have to be a paradox, and I don't understand how it's going to work with if that really is her Dylan. You know, it was funny. It's so funny. I didn't know if you guys had seen it yet, but as soon as I got to that part of the episode, I wanted to text you guys. Link isn't Bean, but he's somebody else.
Yeah, I know.
I was like, so one thing that's bothered me for the whole season is why his student ID doesn't have his name on it, and now we know why.
Yeah. Hey, hold on a second.
Okay, how many people remember his name was Dylan?
I agree. I have always said no body, no dead, but we had a fucking body, Fletch. It was a dead child.
The child's dead body. We never saw the child's dead body. We saw him dying in the hospital. I mean, I personally, you guys, so this episode made me think not time travel. This episode made me think like, are you pulling someone from an alternate universe? Did somehow Alex pull him in? Is there a version of him that didn't die and she's pulled him in somehow?
Will wasn't dead.
Maybe she created a paradox for that. Maybe
Well,
she
that her son Dylan somehow was
it.
pulled in from a different universe and allowed to live. And look, because time travel doesn't make sense to me in this show. And I'm wondering if could it be an alternate universe kind of thing?
See, here's the thing.
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean the alternate universe. I mean, so for argument's sake, time travel, or they warn the population. You know, they warn whoever they need to warn. Hey, this is what's going to happen to the planet in 2025, and most people are going to fucking die. And listen, Dark is its own separate thing. This is not Dark. This is not that good. I mean, it's good, but it ain't Dark good. And no matter what the outcome, it either has to become a paradox, which creates a whole other can of worms, because if they don't go through all the events that they've gone through, then they can't send a message back in time to stop the end of the world. You know, so the only thing it could do is branch off and create a different timeline.
Yeah. Can we run down those comments real quick from the chat?
Well, that's what I was just going to do. I was going to do that.
I just hit a bunch of stars.
Probably them trying to prevent the catastrophic event, but in the end, it's them that speed up the process. It could be. And we have Kelly who's saying, "What about a parallel universe like Fringe?" And then Fletcher says, "What about multiverse?" It definitely could be. I don't know. Look, this is the way I look at it. So far, I have been pretty happy with this.
Oh, wait. What about this? Consciousness transference
means into Dylan. I'm assuming.
Yeah, but he was already dead. Unless they already had his consciousness.
Or the other way. His
consciousness that had to do with Alex. Maybe Alex was more than we thought. Who knows? Maybe that's why she wanted Alex so bad. Maybe it wasn't just something that could see the future.
That was something else too. I kept waiting for Link when he asked her about Alex for him to be like, and she's like, "I don't know what you're talking about. This conversation's over." I was waiting for him to say, I know what I'm talking about because I helped create it.
Yeah,
I love that this boring ass episode is so.
I never said it was boring.
Parts were boring. Okay, so the whole it's funny because the bunker has been kind of like the less interesting part of the season, and then all of a sudden the bunker became really great in this episode, right? Like the bunker's been kind of blah, let's face it, and then all of a sudden the bunker was like everything this week. I loved it.
Oh, and actually, I have a question too.
All right,
what's her Jane? So the message that was sent back or whatever the hell. Said to stop her. She's dangerous. She's a killer.
You're assuming it's her, but yeah.
Huh?
Well,
I mean, yeah. Well, I mean, the episode was called Jane, and everything happened in Jane. So yeah, all right. We're assuming it's Jane. And the whole message was, stop her but what the hell? When it matters or something like that. Like
you can stop her when it matters. Yeah.
And then Gabby kills her in this episode, which I was surprised she killed her. I thought
she's dead. If she's dead,
you don't know.
I just thought she was getting. I'm pretty sure she's dead.
I am too, but she might not be. She might not be because
she hit her. I was expecting her to hit her over the head with like a fire extinguisher or something. I was not expecting to stab her.
All right, let's hold that. Let's hold that. Let's get in. Let's get into it.
Okay. I was just going to say what Kimberly's saying because that was what I was about to say. I do like this show, but it irks me the twist of the sci-fi. I love sci-fi, but I did like this show being grounded in some sort of reality. What I was about to say before was that so far, for the most part, it's had its issues, but for the most part, I have liked this show, and I think it's been written pretty well. It hasn't pissed me off too much along the way. So I think it is kind of what you said. I'm going to hold off until I see what it is and give them the benefit of the doubt that maybe they have some twist that makes sense coming. At least I hope. Yeah, I don't know. I don't want time travel either. I mean, we've said that a couple of times, but
yeah. I mean, we have talked on Fandom Access. If you've been with me and Jamie and AJ for a while, we kind of like shows that are grounded in science, even if it's pseudoscience and it's not real science. At least there are rules to the show that make sense, and we can get with that, right?
Yeah, or it starts off at the beginning being that. Like if it had been like timey-wimey at the beginning, it wouldn't have maybe been such an issue.
Yeah.
No, okay, let's see. There's only one show that is excused from actual rules, and that's Doctor Who. Everything else that if we've liked it, it has had a set of rules and stuck to the set of rules. If we didn't like it, it was because it started going off of
rules,
like jumping from its own rules and breaking.
But I guess what I'm saying is that if the sci-fi aspect of time stuff was introduced at the beginning of the show, we might not be saying that. It's because of the fact that it hasn't been that, and it's.
I'm still hoping it's not time. I'm still
saying if it is time travel, I'm okay with that if it makes sense. This episode, they've got a lot. They got a lot explaining to do.
Lucy.
I don't know.
All right.
All of a sudden, sci-fi was my point.
All right, let's jump into it. We've talked way too long about Monarch.
There's this whole thing about.
This is the best part of the episode.
Down with the president while he's going around and telling them the different things that they're doing to make the bunker, and he tells them to dumb it down and all that. They're looking at it and seeing how long it's supposed to last and everything. And the main part, I think, is the fact that the president is saying, you know, these kind of things fail not because people don't, not because they don't prepare, but because they're not like they don't think bad things are going to happen. It's kind of the way, I'm not saying it the right way, but
because of hubris.
Yes. Basically.
Karen's favorite word.
Yeah, it's my favorite word. Yeah.
No, I love the beginning because when after he told him to dumb it down, he was like,
dumb it down
cold water. We make it hot water. Like he really just like.
It's like that's what I meant. Yeah.
But his whole speech was great, and I think that the most telling part of the entire thing, at the end of it, he gets done giving his monologue, he walks away, and Sinatra says, "Not on my watch." Did she not hear anything he just said? That's exactly how everybody before her has thought.
Well, learn from the past, them to repeat it, right?
I've heard you. Yes, Jamie. You failed to learn from the past, you're condemned to repeat it? Yes, Jamie, of course. And also, AJ, I heard you say this is the best scene in the whole episode, and I kind of agree with you because we see Cal, he's this pretty face who's so dopey and dumb, but he's really not. He's way smarter than you think. He plays dumb, and then he gives this speech about all the empires that fell because they failed to see what could happen, that everything could go wrong at once, which kind of is happening in Iran right now. He really is smarter than you think, right? And he predicts what's going to happen. Of course, then he sings the final countdown, and then we have to listen to emo final countdown for the whole episode, which made me insane. But
real quick,
maybe.
Oh, sorry, you weren't done.
Maybe this is why I was grumpy of this episode, AJ, because I have more questions than I want to, and I'm worried the answers are going to annoy me.
Yeah, she said earlier she was grumpy and didn't know why.
Yes. And now I'm going to touch on Mr. Fletch here. It is not time travel. She's a story walker. It is different.
It's still time travel.
It's not time travel.
It's not time travel.
It's time travel, but you can't change anything. I still consider it a version.
She can view things. She cannot affect things.
Yes, that is true. They have
that is different.
Rules. As long as they keep those rules, okay.
Hence the reason she's being called a story walker.
Yes, instead of a time travel. True. It just depends. I mean, look, I look at it. Not that we're not gonna go too far into but we're not going into from at all. I look at it as a version of time travel. Time travel.
Not about all right.
Roll the clip.
Next clip.
Yes. Flex.
By the way, I do like
rope down. It's a bootstrap paradox.
Yes, I do think it could be a bootstrap paradox. I do think that could be. The time travel bothers me, but the bootstrap paradox does seem to be what's happening, right, with Dylan.
Yeah, I was talking about this too could be bootstrap paradox.
Let's keep talking about this, and
that's not a bootstrap paradox. A bootstrap paradox is usually an item or a piece of information.
Yes,
not people.
Could be. I think Dylan could be a bootstrap paradox, but let's move on.
He's a person.
But let's move on and talk about
Yeah,
it later.
move on.
Clicking.
Anyway. So then we have in the other place in the train yard. Wait, they're Golden Child saying about the song. I like the final count.
Stop. Go talk.
All right. He likes the
I
song.
won't get started on crappy covers.
I hate it.
Cover. Okay, so anyway, at the train yard, at first they're like, this guy's bad, and then she's like, no, it's my husband. They're like, okay, he's fine. So they let them see each other. Is basically what that scene is. They reunite. All this time, he finally got to get to find her. But obviously, Gary lied to him, and we'll get more on that later. But this is where she gets the note. I guess I didn't take a picture of the note. It might be later though. Saying that he has Bean that for her to come home because he took Bean.
It says, "I have Bean. Please come home."
Yeah. And then we have these scenes with Sinatra and her husband. I kind of get some of this. I don't know that it was necessary, but it helped develop more backstory, I guess, but I don't know that it was super necessary. I mean, there's the whole thing about the suit, the power suit and everything else, but
I felt this was kind of necessary because it because we don't get a lot from him. So their conversation about Dylan, I thought was very telling, when she's she's never got, all this is because of Dylan. A lot, her entire everything is because of Dylan, because she's never gotten over the loss of her son. Never.
No, and I thought it was kind of over between them, partly because of Dylan.
I did too.
I thought they were estranged, and
they're definitely. I don't know about estranged, but they're definitely strained. Their relationship is definitely strained.
All strained, yeah. Hey, Dieter, welcome.
I also was impressed. I love this closet, and look at all her clothes. I know. When you're building,
sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say, when you're building a bunker for the end of the world, you build your personal California closet with all these cashmere sweaters and shit in there, right? Like, she really planned ahead. And then I started thinking, you guys, when I was watching, I was like, so when you go to paradise, you should never gain or lose weight because you have all the clothes you will ever have when you bring down there, right? So don't start getting fat on those cashew cheese fries.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like, she's got this crazy, expensive
closet. Look at her closet. It's a Kardashian level closet.
They give everybody a set amount of things, and everybody's exactly the same, except she gets this fantastic house.
Well, she saves the world.
Although she isn't living where the president was living, is she? Maybe
no, she has her own house.
She has her own house.
But either way, she was the billionaire. She gave herself the nice house, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, the idea, I think, to me also the point is that she asked for his advice and then completely ignored his advice because she doesn't listen to him. Was kind of the other.
Honestly, Jamie, if you asked a man for advice what to wear, you might or might not take that advice, right?
That is very true. Yes.
Or JJ, if you asked your wife or a woman what to wear, you might or might take that advice.
Might not. Yeah. Thank you, Dieter. Dieter has gifted a membership. If I can figure out how to give it to somebody, we'll pick somebody randomly who was in the chat tonight to give it to. Cool. But I have to figure out how to do that. But thank you, Dieter. Appreciate it. I just got to figure out how the hell to do it. But it's all good. We'll pick somebody before we disconnect.
All right. So these two. It's interesting the husband has been invisible pretty much this season, right? Have we seen him since last season?
Yeah, he's there. Yeah, I mean, we've seen more of the family. I mean, think about it. We saw him in the first episode when she comes out of the hospital.
Oh yeah. But they're kind of estranged, I thought, and apparently they're a little bit. Anyway, so yeah. And this is really choosing the clothes is about her first day back as being the head woman in charge, right? Like she's coming back.
Well, these are the clothes that she was going to wear to go meet with.
Oh, right. To meet with Link and his people. And should she wear red? Should she wear something different? Project this, project that. Is this a scene also? All right, we're going to go to the next scene, I think. Jamie?
Yeah, I was looking at this, trying to read this while you were doing that. Actually, it sounds like it.
Don't research memberships. Just click.
No, I'm just saying. I think it gives it to somebody randomly. I might not even have to do anything.
Right,
I was just going to say that out.
Click.
Okay. All right. So
he definitely ain't been getting any. Yeah, they're not. They've been really not having a great marriage since. Here's Gabby waking up in bed and hearing strange noises, right?
yes. Yeah, and she thinks she's being followed by Jane.
Well, she's dreaming that she wakes up and Jane shoots her.
Yeah.
And then wakes up.
Yeah, but she is following her around, so there's that.
Yeah.
But she's being paranoid and has a reason to be. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
Okay, so here is more of her research on Alex. It says, "What was life like before? She can't remember. Pop culture, Alex Trebek." Oh, this is just all the stuff she wrote down from
everything she's been studying,
which we had seen last episode.
Yeah,
Who was Alex? All that stuff. So yeah, and about people in the committee. Somebody, Carmen knows Alex, whoever Carmen is.
Yeah, Carmen is the maid back at Sam's house.
Oh, okay. I see.
If there's nothing there that you really need to, if it's not that,
yeah, we don't need to know. You're right.
You know, yeah.
Welcome, Robert. Robert Saunders is here. Have not seen you for a bit. All right. So Jane, that's where Jane lets her know that she is there
watching her. This is where she's like, "Do you want to ride to the meeting?" And Gabby says no. And Jane says, "If you ever need me, I know where you live."
Yeah, like really? That was kind of obvious.
Yeah.
She's like, "I will kill you." All right. So then we have Presley and
Hadley, right? Hadley?
That's
sure, why not?
Where this is where they are looking at the computer, trying to find out where the prisoners are being held. Hadley believed her really quickly. We kind of talked about this before. Like she just believed everything that she said, and disbelieved her mother really easily. But at any rate, they're trying to figure it out, and she has access to the computer and stuff, so she thinks she can get them down there, which she does.
So this bothered me a little bit.
Go back.
Well, it's a little bit Deus Ex Machina that this kid, we've never seen this kid really before, like 2 episodes ago, right? I mean, we saw her last season when she was a little tiny kid or whatever, but the idea that she would sort of betray her mother and help Presley is not.
I said it last week.
Established. You did say it last week. You said it's ridiculous. It's not established. It's not. Now, we only had a few episodes this season. They haven't spent the time making us think why this kid is mad at her mother enough that she would like really go against her mother and undermine her in this way, right? It's not. This is unearned. It's fine. The show we're watching is not.
You know what it is? It's you know why? Because it's 8 episodes.
Yeah,
that's
why.
Sometimes things moving along quickly is a good thing. Sometimes not so much.
Yeah, and in this case, not so much, because it just makes no sense that this kid would be like, "Yeah, let me help you undermine my mother, who I think is horrible for locking people up down under the ground." Right? It's not. It just kind of happens because the show needs it to happen.
Yeah,
that's fair. All right, so then we go down to. Whoops! I still got Monarch open. I wonder why I wasn't
closing my window.
And we go down to the prison, and we see. I lost my thing. We see Robinson and the president.
Jeremy and Anders.
And Anders, yes.
It's really very helpful that this prison appears to have almost no guards except for the 2 that Robinson.
Well, they're not in the prison anymore. They're down below.
Oh, now they're out. Yeah, now they're out. They're in the
tunnels.
Backup areas.
Yeah, but they're still not out yet. Hello, OG Bloodline. Welcome. Yeah, they're getting there, but they haven't escaped yet. You're right.
Oh, so we got to go back a second. Like, we were criticizing Hadley and her reaction, but GC thinks because she knows how different her mom has been acting since she lost her brother. I mean, fair. Yeah.
It's been like 18 years.
Well, because the timeline, we're going to get the timeline.
He was 9 when it's been 14 years. Because he was 9 when he,
but really not. It's been the
17 years
off, but let's move
on.
It's
been 17 years, because if he was 9 when he died, And they said in this episode that he would have been 26 today.
Yeah, but in all the family photos, he and his sister are much closer in age, so it doesn't make sense. It's. Let's just move on and talk about that later.
Wait, say that
No,
again.
Just keep going. Just keep going.
Let's say he's the president's son, not
not Jeremy. He's talking about Dylan. Let's keep going.
Okay, that makes more sense.
We were talking about
Golden Child.
We were talking about Golden Child comment.
Oh,
I can't talk.
I'm getting confused. Okay, anyway. So then we go back to the group. There's the girl with the pearl earring or whatever paintings. So yeah, we go back to them trying to decide. Yep, trying to decide what to do. And
these guys are the worst. Are these people supposed to be some members of Congress who survived? I mean, I know most of Congress died on the other plane, but these people who run the bunker are a bunch of doofuses, right? They're ridiculous. There's not one among them who has any sort of sense or charisma.
Except maybe Gabby, but she's kind of not really helping.
Yeah.
So
this is when they talk about Sinatra's going to go outside to meet Link and his people, and Jane says, "I'll go with her." That's what that pick was that you just had, right? Jane's like, "I'll go with her," and Gabby's like, "Oh no, I think that's a bad idea." Gabby's really great in this scene, right? She's like, "You shouldn't go. They've already seen her. You'll look like the mayor of the smallest town in America. You need a totally different set of people." And Sinatra's like, "Oh, great. Like, I thought it was a great little teamwork between them to sideline Jane."
Yeah.
I love how Jane was like, "I'll go." Like,
yeah.
All super and happy and.
Yeah, and Robert, we're deciding that. We were arguing about that earlier.
Let's talk about it when we get to the end of the recap, please.
Okay. All right. Okay, so then we go back to the train yard, and Terry and
just a bunch of rich people.
It's always just a bunch of rich people.
The town council.
All right, so Xavier, here's the note. There's the group. No OG Bloodline. We've moved on to Paradise. We finished Monarch, but you can still stream it after we're done. We did go through the whole episode, and we'll be back again Tuesday to talk about the final or the next episode. I guess it's not final. I was thinking it had 8 too. It has more. All right. So here is the note that was from Gary. And, she enlists Xavier, obviously, to help her save Bean, who she's kind of looks at as her kid.
So what did you guys think about that note when you saw it? A threat, a plea?
I definitely thought of it as a threat.
I thought of it maybe as a plea. Like, I'm not sure that I don't know. Gary's he did shoot that one guy, but I don't know that I ever really thought that he would.
And that was an accident, apparently.
Well, yeah, in his mind.
Accidentally on purpose.
Yeah.
I did take it as a threat. Not that I thought he was going to hurt Bean, but it was definitely implied that way.
Yeah, I thought so too.
I mean, I think he knew writing it like that would get Terry to come back there. I don't know why he thinks that Terry was just going to stay. Especially when the first thing he says is, "I would never hurt Bean." So it's, you know what I mean? Like, listen, Gary's mentally unstable. That's all I could say.
Yeah.
Oh, I hate that stupid thing.
All right.
Do you guys have on? I just was going to ask you because it's driving me nuts. Do you have a thing on Windows that like it pops up with like news if you accidentally move your mouse over?
Yeah, you just turn off your notifications, Jamie.
No, it's not a notification. It's on the bottom of the taskbar. Like if you accidentally hit it, it pops up like a thing on your screen. At least it does to mine. It's on Windows 11. It's annoying.
Anyway,
I don't know how to.
Golden Child thinks with that note that Gary wanted to say his official goodbye to Terry, which I get. Yeah.
Listen, he just tried to blow up her husband.
Well, he tried to get her husband to blow up himself, but yes.
Yeah. I don't think.
Yeah. So anyway, it turns out the train people. This is another thing where you only have 8 episodes. The train people, we never even get into who they are, what's going on, what's happening. Like these people are just, by the end of the episode, we're on the train. There's nothing we spend no time learning about this train, where they came from, what's going on, right?
No, the only thing we know is they're part of Link's group.
Yeah,
That's
they're,
really
they're just a group of people going to meet up with Link and company.
Yeah, and by the end, Link says he has 10,000 followers, and we're like, wait, what? But they've spent no time developing that either, right?
well, unless there's more than one train.
I don't need them to.
I'm guessing.
That's good enough for me.
So Sinatra has decided to ignore Gabby's advice.
I liked this scene between them. This was like a very tense scene, right? And it's where Gabby kind of lets on that she's not going to take any shit from Sinatra, but she's not going to abandon the town either.
I like that everybody keeps asking Sinatra who Alex is, and Sinatra's got to be like, what the hell? Why does everybody know about Alex all of a sudden?
And then her answer every time is like, who? What? What are you talking about? I have no idea. Like, come on, Sinatra. Right?
Golden Child said he meant 10,000 followers on Instagram.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So yeah, they're not getting along. And there is I forget who's following her. Jane, right? Isn't that Jane?
I guess. Yeah, Jane. I mean, the whole Jane thing really.
Anyway, yeah, she's going after her, it seems like. All right. So they're still looking, trying to get in the underground. They're still trying to get out. Thank you, Dieter. Yes, please like and subscribe. It's always appreciated.
This was pretty harsh scene, right, you guys?
Yeah, I like Jeremy, but he's been a little shit to her.
He has been a shit.
Which, to be fair, I mean, I guess he never really knew how serious their relationship was.
Well, I mean, I guess if your father was having an affair with a woman, like so in reality, Cal and his wife were estranged. He was in love with Robinson. They were having an affair. He hoped to eventually leave office, get divorced, be with Robinson. You would never tell him that. Like,
I know,
he
doesn't know
that, right? You wouldn't tell your child that.
Yeah.
But Jeremy is, I mean, he's pretty mean. He's like,
Yeah, he's being intentionally cruel.
Yeah. Robinson's like, oh, your father talked about you. He loved you. Really? He never mentioned you.
To be fair, I could understand a teenage kid knowing that their father was cheating on their mother, being mad at the person that he was cheating with.
Now, hold on a second.
I'm not saying it's his fault, her fault. I'm saying I can understand.
Right. No. What I'm saying, hold on a second, because his parents weren't together. His mother and him lived in a separate house.
I forgot they were separated. But still, I guess I'm saying I could still understand a teenage boy. I mean, he's a teenager blaming her because he probably blames her and thinks they're the reason they separated. I mean, he could think that too. He really doesn't know.
Yeah, I mean, his parents lived in separate houses.
But we know his mother said, I left your father because he cheated on me. And we don't know.
Right, but also this person just saved your life and is going to save your life more. And so it's not the right time to be a dick. Except that you're a 17-year-old teenager, right?
That's the point. Was my point.
Yeah. All right. I think it's not in this scene. Is it later where Robinson's like, look, your father hurt me a lot, but he was never mean on purpose.
Yeah.
I mean, she gets Jeremy hard later.
Yeah. And then I think he kind of realizes it maybe. Yeah, he did apologize at their end. You're right. But he's still a dumb teenager was my point with all that. He's still a teen.
But being a teenager
is not a complete
being a teenager is not a get out of jail free card for
not.
being mean and cruel to people.
Yeah.
No, it's not. I guess I'm just saying it's not super surprising because he's a teenager is more what I'm saying. Not that he should get
I don't think it has anything to do with being a teenager. It's just
who he is.
Yeah.
And he was raised, his father was a callow person and
his grandfather was a jackass.
Yeah.
True. All right. So here they're trekking to, first they're talking about being back, but they do head over to see Gary pretty soon. And then here is Sinatra, who is heading out regardless of what anybody says. And there is Link. And he's like, I want my apple pie. No, I don't remember exactly what they say, but they go on Air Force One to have their discussion to have.
Which I thought was kind of cool that they went on Air Force.
So I go on Air Force One, right?
So I've read some thoughts online about this this piece of apple pie, which had an outsized role in the episode, right? The pie was talked about, shown a lot of shots of it. It was annoying, but I've read a lot of comments online where people are like, oh yeah, Link ordered the pie because he wanted to see, do they have milk? Do they have butter? Do they have apples? Do they have did eating the pie give him a lot of information? And he does in this episode say like, oh, I know, now you have orchards. Now you have artificial lighting. I know you have dairy. I know you have this. I know you have that.
But I wonder, did he really care? I mean, he was after Alex. He wasn't after that information. Was that more of
was he?
Information is power.
But that's why I said, was it more a power play asking for that because he knew she'd think that? More so.
I mean, you could have Alex and still have a shitty environment. We don't know what Alex even is. So why would Alex be related to having a very extravagant life down there? We don't even know what Alex is.
Right. I guess I'm just saying, did he really care about the apple pie, or did he do it to piss her off? Was more what I was saying.
I know. I feel the apple pie completely served the purpose that he wanted. He was gaining information.
It was intelligence. The piece of pie was intelligence, you think, right?
Yes.
He learned about all the things that it takes.
You know what the funny thing though is? I kept waiting for him to pass out. I kept expecting the apple pie to be drunk.
I know, I did too, actually.
Yeah.
I'm not sure why, but yeah, I thought that too.
Yeah.
All right. So they go into Air Force One. And then first we go back to Xavier and Terry. We see that a little bit. She's like, don't kill him. He's like, I'm not going to take a chance and let you get hurt again. Something like that, to that effect. And they kind of argue a bit about it. And that it's pretty much back and forth between these two scenes. And that's all that is for a little bit. It's not really anything important, unless I'm forgetting something, in which case.
No.
All right. So back on Air Force One, he eats the pie. And this is where he says he wants a nuclear reactor. And she's like, no, what do you really want? Like, she knows he's still bullshitting her. And eventually he does say Alex. And she's like, well, then I guess we're done.
Well, what you guys think of? There's part of this conversation that is Darth Vader, Luke Skywalker, right? Link basically says you are Darth Vader, right? To Sam.
Is that, you said that, and I don't think you're thinking all the way through. That's actually really interesting when you said that.
Because Darth Vader is ultimately the father of Luke Skywalker.
Yeah. Okay, I didn't know if you meant it for that reason, or you were going up or something.
No, I mean, I didn't read initially when I watched this. This is like the father-son kind of thing, but then it comes around to it eventually, right?
Really, that was what it is. Yeah. But she's really his mother, so which is interesting. All right, so more about Gary here. And then Terry does get the kid back, sends him out, and she's like,
did anybody feel a little sorry for Gary in this moment?
Yeah. Nope.
A little bit. And he didn't care. I think he expected to die. Look, I did feel bad for him. I mean, what he did was wrong, and I shouldn't feel bad for him, but that doesn't mean I didn't feel bad for him a little bit. But Terry knew that she could save him and he didn't have to die. And I mean, that was kind of the point.
Yeah. I was able to feel a little bit better about Gary in the end, that he was less of a, I mean, this is hard to say. I want to say that he came out to be less of a stalker because he did kill Ravi, right? So that was a very terrible thing. But in the end, he just lets her go. In the end, she wants to go, he lets her go. And, he
had no choice.
Because Xavier would have killed him? Is that why he had no choice, AJ?
Yes, that is why he had no choice, because Xavier would have killed him.
I guess. I mean, and
I don't feel. Sorry, finish your thought.
I guess my mind is skewed by so many shows that I've seen where the guy fights and is shot in the end, right? Like, there's been 1 million episodes of Law and Order or a million movies where the stalker boyfriend is killed in the end. And he, I kind of liked that Terry diffused him with a hug, and she's like, "No, it'll be okay. It'll be okay." And like she gave him a little love that diffused him and let them go. You know, I mean, she and Xavier are two very what they've been through in 2 years has made two very different people. Like Xavier's like, "Let me shoot him," and Terry's like, "Let me hug him."
Yeah.
You know, I feel like we haven't seen it, but I feel like that's always been their relationship.
Yes, I think you're right. I think you're probably right. Yeah.
But yeah, no, to answer your question, I don't feel bad for Gary at all. He shot his best friend.
Yes.
By accident.
For unrequited love. It's not like
I don't know that it was exactly by accident. I don't think
no. I keep saying that because he tells Terry he did it by accident.
Yeah,
but he didn't do it by accident, but I don't think he intended to. It wasn't premeditated. I think he got upset.
No, it wasn't premeditated. It was in the moment. That doesn't make it better. He tried to kill Xavier, and if Xavier didn't catch on at the last second and jump out of the way, Xavier would no longer be with us.
And it's totally stalkery. It's for unrequited love. It's not like
he takes the kid who doesn't want to go with him just to basically bribe him.
And it's not like he and Terry. It's not like you are defending your wife. Like if he and Terry were in love and he was going to kill somebody after his wife.
Exactly. It's very yeah. So I don't feel bad for Gary at all. I'm glad that storyline is
okay. So I kind of really liked the way they resolved it. That Gary like kind of gave up. But he was like,
I agree with that.
And lonely, and Terry hugged him and was like, I do like the way they resolved it.
I do like the way they resolved it too, but that doesn't make me feel any sympathy for
all right. And I like that the writers chose to have something that was resolved not through violence. That this show doesn't have to be like Walking Dead, where everything was violence all the time, right? Like,
no, I agree.
Yeah,
B and I are on the same page.
He's creepy.
All right.
Yeah. Like when you were saying too, though, like he tried to kill Xavier. I guess I feel like I said with Ravi, that we're still calling Ravi, it wasn't premeditated. I don't want to say he didn't mean to do it. He did it because he got so angry. That doesn't make it okay. But he didn't do it because he wanted to hurt the guy. It's still not okay. But he definitely knew what he was doing when he tried to kill Xavier. So it's kind of like he got worse. So
night, Robert.
I didn't feel bad for him, but I did a bit. Yeah.
Good night, Robert.
Night.
All right. So anyway, they end up getting away.
Yes, they end up getting away. Wait, there is.
And that storyline is finally over.
And we have more of them on the plane. That's what
yes. And AJ, thank you. That storyline is finally over because it was never that great, right?
Yeah.
It was interesting first, but it just like
that must have been her searching for Alex, I guess. Still.
Oh no,
she's looking through a list of everybody named Alex here.
Oh, that was there. Okay.
There's a lot of Alexes in Paradise. Many, many Alexes in Paradise.
Well, Alex is a somewhat common name, so that's not super surprising. But she's not finding what she's looking for. Okay, then we have Jane, who is watching Robinson, which we already knew.
Yeah.
No, she's watching. She's not watching Robinson.
She's watching Gabby. She's watching Gabby.
I meant Gabby. I said Robinson. I meant Gabby. Okay. Robinson is down still trying to escape the prison. And they are going.
No, they've already escaped the prison. They're in the tunnels.
They haven't escaped the compound, or they haven't escaped the paradise.
Well, they haven't achieved their goal of opening the doors.
Right. The idea is they're going to open the doors. Now, I said before, whenever they were doing this, I automatically thought about the fact that these other people are trying to come in. They're trying to keep them out, and I figured they're going to open the door and then all the other people are going to come rushing in. Of course, that may not be the case because they're causing a meltdown instead, but that's what I thought was going to happen. Either way, it's a bad thing because it's all happening at once, just kind of like the president predicted pretty much.
So I want to take a minute and ask. So Jamie, I know you don't you're not, you haven't watched all of the Lord of the Rings movies, right?
Yeah, I've watched all the movies. I've read.
So, there's a lot of talk about Helm's Deep in this, right? The Battle of Helm's Deep.
Yeah. Yes, I knew what they're talking about, the orcs and everything else. Yes, I knew what they're talking about.
I mean, it made me, I mean, so there was a nerderific part of it, but it made me think is part of this, like, foreshadowing, because, they do get overrun. They do get overrun at Helm's Deep, right? Ultimately, they're okay, but there's the enemy force does come in and overtake them. And so it made me think, is this foreshadowing that Link's forces are going to come in? I don't know. Do you guys think about that?
I didn't think about it connected to Helm's Deep, but yeah, that's definitely what I thought was going to happen.
I think everything that Cal says has been some sort of foreshadowing throughout the entire 2 seasons.
Yeah, pretty much. You're right. Cal seems really dumb, and everything he says happens.
Well, either way, I thought they were going to get in. I thought they're gonna break that. They're gonna open the doors. Link's people are going to get in, and then there's going to be a battle. That was kind of what I figured was going to happen until like the last few minutes when we find out that's not the case. Okay, wait. B's asking.
No. Go ahead. Move on, and let's come back to it.
Okay, we'll come back to B. All right. I thought that's what you're talking about, but okay, we'll come back to it. All right. So more. Okay, we already talked about that. He hugged her. It's all good.
Now they take all their new kids to go back and find their old kids.
Yes, they're going on
the one part of the scene I did appreciate was when he said I forget exactly what he said, but basically he said something about, he's like, how do you still like babies?
He goes, you still like babies? Yeah.
We have a lot to talk about.
Yeah, we got a new baby. All right.
Funny, I actually forgot about the baby till he said that.
Yeah, they'd put it in a drawer for a while, as I like to say. All right, so this is where she told Link they couldn't come to an agreement. He goes to leave, and this, I think it's this guy that calls him that, isn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Dylan, and she suddenly realizes by the date and by what, I forget exactly all the reasons, but
well,
she realizes.
She's like, your name is Dylan, when's your birthday? And he's like, what? And she's like, when is your birthday?
He's like, what the fuck do you want, woman?
and same as her son.
So this
and then she realizes
it make a lot of sense to me. Do you guys have any problems with this scene? Like,
yes.
Like, go ahead. All right, AJ first. Go. Problems.
Lots of them. Go ahead.
Well, starting with, it makes no sense that just because his name is Dylan, she'd ask for his birthday. Like, first of all, she's like, Link, Dylan, right? And is every person named Dylan just I met somebody who had my same birthday, I wouldn't think that it was like some sort of like timey-wimey, earth-shattering kind of thing, right? So that bothered me. Second of all, I kind of wonder, like, is this really the timey-wimey thing that we think it is? Or could it be that Link/Dylan is gaslighting Sinatra, that he already knows about her and is fucking with her to give her the birthday of her kid?
It could be. But what I was going to say, though, is we're automatically assuming like timey-wimey or whatever, because this is a show that has added some science fiction elements. But it also makes me wonder, thinking about it now in hindsight, like the whole point of this is she thinks her son's alive. She has this calm. She's been so distraught and in pain and grieving all these years. And she's suddenly like, my son's alive. There's a chance. He's, and I kind of wondered, maybe he isn't her son. Does it necessarily matter? Because I feel like the point of that, thinking about it now, is more the way it's changed, the way she acted. Like whether he's her son or not, it gave her a sense of peace knowing there's a possibility he could be okay. So maybe it's not really about if he is her son. Does that make sense what I'm saying? And I could be completely wrong, and it could be a timey-wimey thing. Just now talking about it, it made me wonder.
All right, AJ.
What?
Any thoughts or about the whole Dylan?
I like the idea of him possibly knowing more about Sinatra than he lets on, and that they're fucking with her. I like that idea.
Yeah, I like that too.
The whole thing. I mean, Sinatra's reaction to it is surprise. So I feel like it's a situation where she's like, "Oh my God, my son's alive. I have to go see Alex now and have her sent and have the AI again, assuming that it's an AI machine, have the AI machine send a message back so that my son lives. Only I won't know it until it's just the
bootstrap.
I mean, your first reaction was like, "I feel really horny. Let me go fuck my husband for the."
Well, because she's been sad about her son for the last 17 years or
yeah, that's why I
17
said
years.
it's like kind of helped her grief. I don't know.
I mean,
yeah, I don't know.
I need more. I need to see the finale. I need to see the finale. I need more. I need to. I just right now. I don't. I feel like they've lost their way. This season has been uneven. Right now, it feels like shock for the sake of shock. I mean, there have been breadcrumbs this whole season about everything, but we don't know what to make of it. We don't know what it is yet, and maybe that's the problem I'm having with it because we don't know what it is yet.
So I'm gonna. So
either way, B's right. Sinatra gave up something, she revealed a vulnerability, and he's going to try to figure it out. It might be that he'll use it against her, and that's why I'm saying maybe he's not her son. I mean, we're assuming and taking it at face value. That doesn't necessarily mean he is.
That's a fair thought. With everything else going on,
I thought he was too.
Not the realm of possibilities.
But I'm sorry, but Dylan is there's like millions of Dylans. It's such a popular name, right?
It's the same birthday though. Oh.
I don't know. I guess we'll find out
next
week.
I don't know. This show kind of. We have a bunch of comments to go through, Jamie, but before we get there, because we're done, right? Oh no, we're not done. Go through. Go. Let's finish working our way through.
Okay, the Sachs. We already talked about that. Okay,
she's all hot. Yeah.
Yeah. So then we see more about the flashback, and this is when the group of people are like, since they're waiting for Sinatra has taken off to go after Alex. That's all we know. She's going for Alex. We don't know what's going on.
It takes like 25 minutes to go in your little
her little
cargo train there. Yeah.
But the point is they're like, she's not here. We need to make a decision without her. So they're like, let's vote. We're going to lock down the place. And because they are trying to lock it down, at the same time, the other ones are trying to open it up.
Jeremy and Anders are trying to open the doors. Yeah.
That the only way they know how to open it up is to make it like there's no oxygen. They're knocking the air out, and it's supposed to send off an alarm and open all the doors. Now, here's the thing. I guess it's not just that they're going to be locked in with no air. It's causing a meltdown too. I thought it was just they were stuck with no air, but then I realized, is there more going on, or am I misunderstanding something?
No, there's two conflicting orders. So the guys in the basement, Jeremy and Anders and Robinson, have broken all the oxygen, and they've told the computer to open the doors because we have no oxygen. And yet the guys upstairs have told the computer to close the doors because we have an emergency. And the computer's like, open, close, open. The computer's having like a brain meltdown. The computer's like, open, close, open, close, open, close. What do I do? What do I do? Right? Which is exactly what Cal predicted in the opening scene.
Yep.
So we don't know what's going to happen.
I think the doors are going to be stuck open and like those guys will get in, right? I don't really know, but
I think it's going to be more complicated than that.
Yeah, I don't know.
A whole bunch of other stuff. So
but this is not actually the nuclear reactor, though. That's why I thought maybe it was going to cause the whole place to melt down if they don't like fix it, like literally a meltdown.
Well, this is not the end. There's a few more episodes.
Okay,
right?
There's one more episode.
We have Gabby who stabs Jane.
I've thoughts about that, you guys.
You don't think she's dead?
Gabby,
why?
What?
Tell me why. Tell me why you don't think she's dead.
Either.
I think she's. I think she killed her.
She
stabbed her multiple times. There was a lot of blood. Right?
Yeah, I thought she stabbed her once, but maybe I'm misremembering too. I thought she stabbed her once.
It was 2 or 3.
I thought she stabbed her once, but I kind of thought what bothered me was like Billy got a backstory and died in that episode. Jane got a backstory and died in the next episode. Right? Like they set these two up.
Works for me.
And it does, because I thought Jane's backstory got really bad. Like, I'm happy Jane died. I would like to see more of Billy. I'm happy Jane died because her character was whatever. But I think that, I don't know. I feel like the writers wasted my time having Jane become this big bad and then be killed. I like that. I like that Gabby got a little guts and stabbed her, right?
I just kind of feel like, I don't know. I feel like that was too easy. That's why I don't think she's dead. Like, I think she's going to wake up and be like, her. She's dead. But we'll find out.
Gabby is DEAD. Gabby is going to be dead? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. She's not dead.
Golden Child, do you think that Jane is alive and that's why Gabby's going to be dead? Or did you put the wrong name?
I think that's what he means.
I mean, Jane is dead.
See, I am very disappointed with Jane because I was very intrigued by Jane. I couldn't wait to learn more about Jane, and it was a big letdown when we got her flashback.
Her flashback was ridiculous, and now she is maybe
he meant Jane.
dead.
Right?
Yeah.
He meant Jane.
Okay, that's what I thought. That's why I asked.
Okay, so you guys think Jane's dead. I'm curious how many people think that. I was going to say I should put I should put up a poll.
So, yeah.
How many people, or no, do you think Jane is dead? If you're in our YouTube, answer yes or no. I put the poll up. It'll be up for a few minutes till we're done talking. Do you think Jane is dead? I think she's not, but we'll see. I hope she's dead. I agree with B. I don't like Jane, and I hope she's dead, but I don't think she is.
Yeah, I hated Jane and her whole story also. I agree with Beehive. I kind of hope she's dead. I'm done with her.
Fair enough.
All right,
let's
we have a few comments.
Yeah, we also have, before we go completely off, here's the full lockdown and complete system conflict. So yeah, I don't know. I wonder if it was she's going there to see Alex. I didn't know if maybe because there's this whole nuclear reactor, if it could be going to blow up and have not blow up, but have a nuclear meltdown. That was kind of my question, because I thought at first like they're going to not have air, but then I'm like, yeah, but they're just making it look like that. So I don't think that's the case, but yeah, something's going to go wrong no matter what. They're screwed. Let's put it that way.
And then it ends with Sinatra saying, "Hello, Alex," right?
Yeah, which I don't know if we're supposed to still think it's a person. I don't know if there's anybody left who still thinks it's a person, but I feel like
is it like an acronym, like ALEX, like an abbreviation, right? Like it stands for something, or is it?
Well, I assumed it was written after named after the guy's wife. That was why.
That's what I think too.
Yeah,
but it could still be like artificial. I don't know, right? I don't know.
No, you're right. It could even if he named it after his dead wife, it could still be artificial, lazy,
artificial life form. Expecting
who knows, right?
Maybe it has to do with Xavier. It's got an X in there. Who knows?
The idea that
that reminds me.
Sinatra says, "Hi, Alex." I don't want it to be a sentient AI. That's the worst possible story it can be.
I don't think this has to be. I think that part of the reason she says hi, Alex, is because I think they think viewers are dumb and that some people still think it's a person. That's what I personally think why they did that. I think that this is supposed to be some big cliffhanger, like, oh no, who's Alex? And like they think people actually.
This giant room, a couple miles away from the main compound, and she says, "Hi, Alex." You know what I mean?
Like, it was a good theory. I said, I wonder if they think people think that. I didn't say it made tons of sense.
Yeah.
Here's my question, though. Here's my question. Who put out? How many people actually know about Alex? Did she kill everybody that knows about Alex, other than her maid?
Well, yeah.
Because she took like a monorail to get to Alex.
It took a long time.
Which seems to be very separate from the rest of Paradise.
And you got to wonder why.
Anders doesn't even know about it, right? Anders.
Yeah, I don't think Anders knows about it.
I don't think anybody does. I agree.
Which makes the question: Who did she get to dig it all out and do all that?
Well, it raises the question where Sinatra is she's a computer genius, right? That's how she made her billions of dollars, being like some computer genius. And then the show wants us to believe that when her daughter Hadley says, "Oh, by the way, every single password is Dylan's birthday, 5/16." I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah.
it's the end of the world, and every single password is
your dead son. Yeah.
I was like, wait, what? Like, how do they make Sinatra
The only thing that would make sense with that is if they gave the year because they wanted us to pick up on it, but I don't think they gave the year.
No, the show is being dumb.
Yeah.
No, it was just another clue before the reveal. This is I like B's question.
Yeah. Why did she
put on the special coat to go in the room? I wondered that too.
Oh, right? Yeah.
Yeah, she's got on a lab coat almost. I mean, it's blue, but it
wasn't even like for radiation. It was just some random blue coat.
It's like a lab coat to me. Okay, so Golden Child says it could be a super AI like in iRobot.
Like iRobot?
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think he's saying like in iRobot, either like a robot or like in iRobot.
I get it. I get that, but I am hoping it's not an AI because I would rather see something that's a little more. We've seen so many shows like that.
Karen wants to see this big supercomputer that has turn dials and tape.
No, I do not. No.
Why not?
Because that would be
that's not AI.
But it's not original either.
No, but it's funny as hell. Listen, Karen, those are your choices, all right?
All right, let's go to the rest of the
anyway, back to the comments.
Fletcher says it's a good show, but I agree this second season has been kind of a letdown.
Yeah.
What? All right, who took over Fletcher's computer?
Yeah, I know. You seem happy. I don't know. Well, I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt till the next episode. That's all I got to say. Robert had said, I heard there's time travel always. Will Sinatra try to go back in time and stop her son from dying?
I heard there's time travel in the seventh season.
Earlier, she could send the note back in time.
Listen, until we know what Alex is and what Alex does, it's just...
We don't know. I know.
Let's wait till Monday.
So the idea that Link is the same Dylan, the older Dylan, is a little I mean, that's where AJ think about the bootstrap paradox, where does Sinatra, by seeing him, do something that goes back in time to make Alex live, right? Like, is she got something?
Yeah, I understand where you're going with it, but that's not a bootstrap paradox isn't a thing. And not a person.
I didn't know it had to be a thing. I thought it was just like something.
Like the compass on Lost is a bootstrap paradox.
Okay, where somebody gives somebody, and that's how they get it in the past and get in the future. Yeah.
That's a bootstrap paradox.
I'm thinking of Doctor Who, but I guess it was they were talking.
Don't think of Doctor Who.
No, I mean when he was explaining a bootstrap paradox. But I don't know. See, I didn't think a bootstrap paradox had to be a thing. I thought it was just like the chicken and the egg type thing was like.
No, bootstrap paradox. I mean, it is a chicken or an egg type thing, but it can't be a person.
I don't know. That I had not heard of. But what I was saying earlier was I was just saying when I think it was Fletcher was saying that. I was just saying to me the rope from is a bootstrap paradox. I mean, she threw down.
Well, we don't know anything about that yet.
No, we don't. No, but I'm saying she threw it down because. Like it had already happened. Right. I guess it's not really bootstrap.
That's not really what's happening.
Another discussion in about a month.
Yeah.
So I would say, in regard to Robert's question, like I heard there's time travel in second season. Is that correct? I'm not sure it's time travel. Is Sinatra trying to go back in time and stop her son from dying? Maybe. Is she trying to stop the world from ending? Maybe. We just don't know yet, right?
Well, I mean, in this, I don't know. It's just. If Sinatra's going to do something to try and stop her son from dying, that's already the effect. That's the effect, putting the effect before the cause.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Some of this we already went past. Kimberly had said that it was a good point about Lord of the Rings. We already went past that. B before had said, I kept thinking about the baby. I was worried Gary was going to try to kidnap the baby too. I had not thought of that. That actually,
I didn't either because I forgot about the baby till Xavier said
baby's like a nothing. The baby just came and then went. The baby's a nothing.
Now,
baby's so annoying.
He had said I was confused as to what exactly opening doors was going to do for them. By the time anyone in the bunker catches on, Wynton Sinatra and all the Doofus Brigade have figured out how to close it. Not necessarily because they're in the process of trying to close it, and it's trying to do two things at once. was the point. It doesn't know what to do, I guess, and it's.
I guess if they're going to open, yes. So I guess if Jeremy opened the doors, could Sinatra have immediately closed it? Yeah. Jeremy's plan might be faulty.
Oops.
Jeremy's plan might be faulty, except for right now, he chose the correct moment, right?
Yeah, because Sinatra isn't there and everybody else is busy trying to shut the place down. It's going to cause a problem. All right. Let's see what else.
I wanted to answer. Hold on.
Oh, go ahead. Okay,
he's moving. B wants to know if Kirk's eyeglasses in Star Trek 4 is a bootstrap paradox. Yes, that is a bootstrap paradox.
Because they were in it, but they could not have been. But it's a loop, right? It's a loop.
Yeah. His glasses. Yeah, when they go back to 86, the one are the same ones that were gifted to him by McCoy in the future.
Yeah, it's like when you only have something because you knew you had it. See, that's why I said I didn't think it had to be a person. I thought even like in Harry Potter, like the Patronus, I thought was like a bootstrap paradox. Like that, I looked at it like that. I've never heard it had to be a thing.
But like if in this show, if like your dead son makes you decide to create a way to bring back your son so he's alive, but because of what you're doing might make you like this could be circular, but maybe not a bootstrap, but I get it. But I think that it could be, I'm not sure that what.
Yeah, we can sit here for hours and just go round and round about what.
I mean, so we didn't talk about the nosebleeds though, right? So in this episode,
I don't know, but
nosebleeds, right?
I forgot about that.
Or causal loop does not have to be a thing in reality. It's a theoretical concept primarily found in science fiction to explain time travel without changing the past. While mathematically possible with certain general relativity solutions, it violates linear causality and thermodynamics, leading many scientists to believe it's physically impossible. Duh, paradox. I'm adding the duh paradox part.
AJ, so, the nosebleeds. Let's talk about nosebleeds, you guys.
I forgot about the nosebleeds. Glad you brought that up.
Right?
Yeah, I don't get the nosebleeds. That I was confused by that.
Well, I think that's so we saw where very late in Sinatra's conversation with Dylan, he has a nosebleed, she has a nosebleed, right? And then later we also
she doesn't have the nosebleed till after she touches him.
Right. After he touches her hand, then she has a nosebleed. And then we also saw where Xavier's on the train and he had that woo 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 like woo, and then he had
the flash of Link again, which that's a whole other problem. How is he having memories of something that hasn't happened yet?
I kind of wondered if the train crossed into being close to Colorado, and was he subject to some sort of force that was like wave that was happening that made him, he has had no nosebleed pretty much ever, right? And then he just got it when he was on the train getting close to home.
Remember the episode when he had the memory of Link without having ever met Link?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like that's what I'm saying. And then he just had a flash of Link right before his nosebleed.
Yep.
Which I think kind of had. I mean, they could be going in a direction of if it is something to do with time travel or changing history some way, shape, or form, that it's because it shouldn't be happening, which is what's causing these nosebleeds. These people are involved in this woo-woo. That again, I gotta wait till Monday. I was
feeling more like time dilation versus time travel, but time dilation doesn't really work that much.
Yeah,
for this, I don't know. I'm not confident in these writers that they can write this kind of high concept show, right? These are, I don't know.
We're gonna have to. We just gotta wait.
Yeah. All right, we got one more. Next week is the season finale, right? So we gotta wait and see.
Yep.
And not only that, but next week we have Daredevil and For All Mankind to add to our slate.
Oh yes, I'm so excited about both of those.
Okay, let's go through the last few of these. Maybe Sinatra already did Chinese out.
Right. So we're not done yet.
She figured out that it worked. It's possible. B had said the baby was annoying. I forgot about the baby.
It was annoying.
It was annoying. Did you
But
put
now
this
it's
up?
on.
What's this one? Maybe the news blade is a side effect of being in the real world. I'm assuming it means
Ooh.
hide in the world as
Sinatra's a grandma.
but maybe.
In the
That's
real
true.
world, that's when
Blade
they
was
go,
out
when they
there.
go,
Sinatra was out.
when they go outside of the bunker. That's when they get the nosebleed. I like it.
Maybe it could be. Didn't Billy though kill that guy before they went in the bunker though? Yeah, Billy killed that guy before he went in the bunker.
Well, he killed Phil from Floss, who was the owner of the company.
Yeah, but that was before the bunker. So
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, I'm just saying. I don't know. All right. Well, either way, we don't know. We'll have to wait and see. So yeah, either way, yeah, I don't know. I'm giving it the benefit of the doubt until I see if it sucks or not. How's that?
The nosebleeds are some kind of side effect of things that shouldn't be happening or something or other.
Yeah, some sort of.
Yeah, I'll have other thoughts Monday. I can't. I'm hurting
Okay.
I'm hurting my brain.
Yeah, don't hurt your brain too much.
All
right, guys. Well, if anybody wants to join us for Daredevil Reborn, and we'll probably wait till, I don't know, wait at least 15 minutes, give everybody a chance to get there. But we're going to watch the premiere in our Discord. So if you want to watch it with us, please join us. And I'll start the event so we can all watch it. And like I said, don't forget on March 30th at 7:30 p.m. Eastern, and I will put all this up. We have Axel Whitehead for Spotlight on Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. We do have From People Come that I'm going to be announcing soon, but I'm going to first put it in a short to the members of this YouTube, at least release one of them. What else? I feel like there was somebody. Oh, and we might be getting somebody from Daredevil, but that I don't know yet. We'll wait and see. All right. Well, everybody, have a good night. Please like the video.
Night all.
Sci-fivision. It's always appreciated. So yeah, and congrats to Fletcher for winning the membership, and thank you for Dieter for supplying that. Yeah. I had missed that he won it, and then I saw they were talking about it. So that's awesome. All right, guys, have a good night, and we will see you soon. Bye.
Night.
Night.